Chapter 1154 Comprehensive Enhancement. Request subscription. The Eye of Myriad Laws says that a heart demon exists within Shen Huang, and the Moyu Tower Master says Shen Huang is striving for the 13 tears to resurrect a companion? Lin Yuan thought silently. From the Moyu Tower Master's tone, Shen Huang should also be in existence not weaker than him. All right, my time here is limited. The Moyu Tower Master smiled and then flipped his hand. The six-armed figure Shinji was then moved to the 9th layer. Master! The six-armed figure Shinji was moved to tears with excitement. Earlier outside the Black Tower, upon seeing the Moyu Tower Master reviving consciousness, he was somewhat stunned. The master he had been waiting for many cosmic eras without returning was now appearing on the 9th layer. From today onward, he will be the new Tower Master of Demonic Jade Tower. The Moyu Tower Master looked at the six-armed figure Shinji and spoke. Yes. The six-armed figure Shinji nodded immediately. The hierarchy within Demonic Jade Tower is strict, not to mention becoming the new Tower Master. Even to become a direct disciple requires personal approval from the Moyu Tower Master. It is precisely for this reason that Lin Yuan is currently just a sequenced member of the Demonic Jade Tower, which is already the limit. However, now, a consciousness left by the Moyu Tower Master has revived, equivalent to the Moyu Tower Master personally arriving. Back in the day, I left some good things in this Demon Jade space. If you don't become the Tower Master, you can only choose a few. The Moyu Tower Master looked at Lin Yuan, smiling. Thank you, Senior. Lin Yuan spoke with a grateful tone. According to the rules of Demonic Jade Tower, every time one passes a layer, they can only choose from the reward list. No matter how astonishingly talented Lin Yuan's performance is, he cannot break this rule. But becoming the Tower Master is different. With the personal approval of the Moyu Tower Master, Lin Yuan has the highest control privileges over this Demon Jade space. He can freely dispose of all treasures and wonders within the Demon Jade space. The control privileges of being a sequenced member before, compared with the current Tower Master privileges, are just like child's play. That drop of time's blood, you must carefully comprehend, the Moyu Tower Master admonished. After reviving consciousness, he was fully aware and in control of everything happening in this Demon Jade space. Yes, Lin Yuan nodded. All these years, he had never stopped comprehending that drop of time's blood. The more he understands, the more he can feel the vast incredibility between different timelines. It was like a fish growing in the deep sea, looking up through layers of seawater, gazing at the boundless starry sky. Although extremely blurry, it could still capture the vastness of the endless starry sky. The 13-tier inheritance I cultivated cannot be left to you, nor can I even tell you how to obtain it. The Moyu Tower Master pondered for a moment before speaking. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. The 13-tier inheritance left by the time life focuses most on opportunities, which implies that the means of acquisition must not have any deliberate preparation. Like Lin Yuan obtaining the Jade Gourd purely by coincidence, without knowing in advance. Other 13-tier inheritances are the same. If one knows the location of this 13-tier inheritance from other sources, and then pretends to obtain it deliberately, one would face retribution from the creator of that inheritance afterward. Don't think about deceiving a 13-tier. Life at this level can observe along the timeline, knowing almost anything they wish to know. If one dares to touch the bottom line set by 13-tier, even if you die, you could be forcibly resurrected and then live worse than death. As long as you understand. The Moyu Tower Master's figure began to faintly fade, with strands of time's power beginning to shroud around him. I am about to be drawn into a time loop, the Moyu Tower Master said, this being the result of maximum isolation, only held off by the barrier of Demon Jade space till now. If in the Chaos Void, the Moyu Tower Master would be pulled back into the time loop at the instant of consciousness revival. Senior, what can I do for you? Seeing this, Lin Yuan immediately spoke. What can you do for me? The Moyu Tower Master looked at Lin Yuan, a smile emerging on his face. Become strong. Become as strong as possible, preferably crossing into the 13-tier, becoming time's life. All right. Lin Yuan nodded solemnly. With the information about striving for 13 tiers and time loops transmitted to him by the Moyu Tower Master, Lin Yuan understands what this sentence means. What is a time loop? It is an endless cycle within a period, from beginning to end and then from end to beginning again. For instance, the 13-tier born from a phenomenal life, caught in a time loop, is embodied in leading an ant tribe and becoming the strongest group of the era. If this phenomenal life fails and does not achieve this before the lifespan limit, they will be wiped clear and start anew. At this time, connection with the outside world becomes crucial, helping one recognize reality, spreading the path of evolution, primarily using the latter as anchor points and landmarks to enhance one's clear cognition within the time loop. The evolution path is like this, and cause and effect can serve similar purposes. However, to break through the barrier of time loop with cause and effect, it must at least be the cause and effect of a 13-tier life, and need to be that significant cause and effect. Lin Yuan entered Demon Jade space from weak childhood, established cause and effect with the Moyu Tower Master, and now has become the new Tower Master. If one could become a time life form, the unprecedented strengthening of cause and effect might help the Magic Jade Tower Master embroiled in a time loop. Under Lin Yuan's gaze, the timeline around the Magic Jade Tower Master became increasingly distinct, swiftly dragging him into the void. What kind of existence is a time loop really? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Master, six-armed figure Shinji was forlorn for a moment before he respectfully saluted Lin Yuan. Prior to this, even though Lin Yuan had become a sequence member, six-armed figure Shinji treated him as an equal. There's no need for such formalities between us. Lin Yuan shook his head and immediately began examining the various magical treasures within the Demon Jade space. The Magic Jade Tower Master summons six-armed figure Shinji only to notify him, having already transferred the highest authority of the Demon Jade space to Lin Yuan. Demonic Jade Immortal Body? Lin Yuan glanced at this body-refining technique created by the Magic Jade Tower Master, no weaker than Body of Shenhuang. Earlier, when Lin Yuan observed the body segment of a 12th layer member of the Magic Jade Tower, he understood part of the Demonic Jade Immortal Body from it. Now, he finally obtained the complete Demonic Jade Immortal Body. It is entirely different from Body of Shenhuang. Lin Yuan thought to himself, given his current level of insight, comprehending this body-refining technique was not difficult, and he even compared it to Body of Shenhuang. Treasures. Magical wonders. Lin Yuan cursorily scanned them. The value of the treasures in the Demon Jade space does not compare to the Shenhuang universe, which is expected as they are fundamentally different entities. The Demon Jade space is solely a place for nurturing members of the Magic Jade Tower, while the Shenhuang universe is a realm painstakingly created by Shenhuang. Sir, the novel Fire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Is this the memory of the Magic Jade Tower Master's killed spectacular life form? Lin Yuan looked at a piece of crystal stone. This crystal stone, like the one storing a drop of time blood, possesses an astonishing sealing effect. However, rather than time blood, it contains mist resembling a river. Upon fully mastering the Demon Jade space, Lin Yuan instantly became aware of the purpose within the mist of the crystal stone. Back then, after the Magic Jade Tower Master, together with other beings of equal rank, managed to kill that time blood-entrenched spectacular life form, they seized its body. As for the life essence and soul of that spectacular life form, it's the river-like mist inside the crystal stone, refined through the Magic Jade Tower Master's special methods. By dedicating part of the mind to exploring it, one can witness the memory perspective of this remarkable life form, including its mastery over time forces. Though this method doesn't match the ancestor of Fierce Sun's possession in the source world, it remains one of the few ways within Chaos Void to experience the minute timeline perspective. The time blood-entrenched spectacular life form had various astonishing techniques, even able to peer into obscure timelines. The Magic Jade Tower Master and other great saints paid a grand price to slay this remarkable life form, but reaped vast rewards. By studying the time blood, the Magic Jade Tower Master fulfilled the cultivation prerequisite for certain 13th layer inheritance, significantly boosting his power, elevating him to become an invincible great saint of that era. That spectacular life form? Lin Yuan slightly shook his head. One must admit, the magic Jade Tower Master and the other great saints thoroughly utilized that spectacular life form, from body to life essence and soul. Shenhuang Universe. Lin Yuan had fully entered its inner regions. The harvest is immense. Lin Yuan was delighted, holding the cosmic map of Shenhuang Universe. His advantage over other great saints was substantial. Many regions within the Shenhuang Universe appeared ordinary on the surface, such as the life origin star Lin Yuan first encountered. Who could have imagined it was nurturing a life divine stone nearly 3 meters high? A chaos great saint, passing by that life origin star, would generally not spare at a glance. After all, such planets are too abundant within the Shenhuang universe. To inspect each one meticulously, the chaos great saint would lag behind other noble beings in speed. Only Lin Yuan, leveraging the advantage of the map, was certain of treasures within this region, prompting him to pause and retrieve them. Apart from the life origin star, many other regions followed suit. Thus far, those chaos great saints have gained lamentably little. Only regions that seem particularly extraordinary on the surface would make these great saints hesitate. Yet often these regions harbor traps like the Futu Tower or the Nine Realms Pavilion. Lin Yuan was about to proceed further along his route toward the deeper universe when his expression subtly changed. Inner universe. Infinite void second layer has been achieved? A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. Since fusing with and devouring the source of fierce sun, Lin Yuan never halted his cultivation of the second layer of infinite void. Even during his exploration of Shenhuang Universe, Lin Yuan diverted part of his mind to focus on cultivating the second layer of infinite void. After all, this 13th layer inheritance is crucial to Lin Yuan, as stepping into the second layer would bring another significant qualitative. The second layer of infinite void. Lin Yuan immediately descended a consciousness avatar into the inner universe. P.S. There will be 2 extra chapters added at midnight, along with a prize draw where the prize is Black Myth, Wukong, with a total of 10 copies available, drawn according to the monthly ticket monthly route. Keep the guaranteed monthly tickets at the beginning of the month for a chance to win Black Myth, Wukong. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1155. Birth of the Treasure, Bonus Update, Seeking Monthly Votes at the Start of the Month, Internal Universe. The red-clad girl stood beside the jade gourd, also observing the changes in time and space around her. As the spirit of the jade gourd, with Lin Yuan's permission, the red-clad girl could immediately sense the subtle differences in the internal universe before and after. The second layer is complete. The red-clad girl mused. The process of cultivating infinite void was akin to the subtle transformation of the internal universe, perfecting its microstructure. The same fundamental particles, through different structuring methods, ultimately display vastly different powers. This second layer of infinite void is almost reaching the third layer, infinite void, the red-clad girl thought. Normally, the second layer of infinite void could only push the internal universe to the level of a Chaos Great Saint's internal universe, but the current internal universe is far beyond just matching a Chaos Great Saint's internal universe. What opportunity did the Master obtain to elevate the internal universe to this extent? The red-clad girl was quite curious. Reaching new heights from a tall pole? It's very hard, especially since infinite void has nearly pushed the internal universe to its limits. To further enhance the strength of the internal universe, only the red-clad girl knew how difficult it was. Hua! Lin Yuan's consciousness avatar descended. Master! The red-clad girl jumped up, looking at Lin Yuan. The universe has transformed completely. Lin Yuan nodded, closing his eyes to carefully experience the vast and boundless internal universe. It's like a plain piece of carbon, transformed into a brilliant diamond due to changes at the microstructural level. At this moment, a similar change occurred in Lin Yuan's internal universe. The essence remained unchanged, but the microstructure was completely renewed. The universe's limit has been elevated by a significant margin. Lin Yuan immediately sensed an intense hunger from the root of the internal universe. Devour, devour. Lin Yuan immediately brought out vast resources, allowing the origin source of the internal universe to consume them. This journey to the Shenhuang universe, even without being concluded, Lin Yuan had reaped tremendous gains, making it not at all difficult to satisfy the internal universe's hunger. Rumbling. With the support of vast resources, the internal universe started expanding frenziedly again. 100 billion light-years. 200 billion light-years. Sir, the novel Fire. Net * website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. 500 billion light-years. 800 billion light-years. Only when approaching the trillion light-year range did it gradually slow down. The internal universe within the trillion light-year range, in terms of size, has already completely rivaled the naturally born universe nurtured by the Chaos Void. A Chaos Venerable's internal universe is only several hundred billion light-years in size. It must be noted, Lin Yuan's internal universe, unlike other Chaos Realm internal universes, doesn't pursue size but quality. It's like comparing a block of tofu with a silver needle. In terms of size, the former crushes the latter. But a silver needle can easily penetrate the tofu. The 13-tier inheritance Infinite Void also reconstructs the microstructure of the internal universe, not specifically to increase the universe's area. Lin Yuan gazed into the deepest part of the universe, where a cosmic sun was blazing intensely, its radiance illuminating the entire universe. This cosmic sun could only be seen by Lin Yuan, deliberately hidden from the red-clad girl. The transformation of the internal universe has caused this cosmic sun source to also transform. Lin Yuan thought to himself as he watched the cosmic sun source. It is evident that after mastering the second layer of Infinite Void, the cosmic sun source itself became stronger. Indeed, as the cosmic sun source has now completely integrated with the internal universe, becoming a part of it, the improvement of the internal universe naturally leads to the advancement of the cosmic sun source. Lin Yuan thought silently. Currently, Lin Yuan's internal universe gathers two great 13-tier methods. One is Infinite Void, and the other is Raging Sun Genesis. My current internal universe, although only covering 1 trillion light-years, is enough to rival those of 10 trillion or 100 trillion light-years. Such internal universes are close to those of absolute saints. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. The power operating within the internal universe at this moment was so mighty that Lin Yuan felt a shiver, so powerful that it transcended the average Chaos Great Saint's strength. Perhaps there was still a gap with an absolute saint, but it could almost sweep across the level of Chaos Great Saints. Master, how do you feel now? The red-clad girl couldn't help but ask from the side. Very good. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face. He felt an unprecedented strength, even a sense that, if he fully unleashed it, he could break free of the Shenhuang universe's suppression. Of course, even if this feeling were real, Lin Yuan wouldn't do it. It would be entirely thankless. Breaking free from the Shenhuang universe would cause the entire universe to collapse prematurely. This would not bring even the slightest benefit to Lin Yuan. The longer the Shenhuang universe exists, even under the circumstances of space-time collapse, it can continuously nurture Shenhuang beasts, providing resources for Lin Yuan's cultivation of the body of Shenhuang. More than just very good. The red-clothed girl blinked her eyes. The inner universe transformed by the second layer of Infinite Void makes the master the absolute first among all previous cultivators, and far ahead of the second. Among the previous cultivators of Infinite Void, there were those who reached the third or even fourth layer. But speaking of the second layer, no one could compare to Lin Yuan. The previous cultivators of Infinite Void? Lin Yuan was not surprised. The 13-stage legacy of Infinite Void is extremely ancient and surpasses him as its sole cultivator. Before Lin Yuan, over the long years, there were also many cultivators of this legacy. However, once these cultivators died or advanced to the 13th stage, the red-clothed girl would take the jade gourd and leave, appearing randomly at any place in the Chaos Void. Because the red-clothed girl is not a real living being, she can also enter the universe. When Lin Yuan swept through the Milky Way star region and acquired the jade gourd, this 13-stage legacy bearer had already stayed in the home universe for several hundred cosmic eras. The Master is now only at the Dominator realm. The inner universe still has much room for improvement, the red-clothed girl continued. First, upon entering the Chaos realm, the inner universe will undergo a qualitative transformation, and the same will happen when the Chaos realm is perfected. As a great saint, the inner universe will continue to evolve. Moreover, the third, fourth, and fifth layers of infinite void will all bring qualitative changes to the inner universe. As for the sixth layer, it is merely a theoretical boundary evolved by the creator of infinite void. At most, previous cultivators reached the fifth layer. None have ever touched the sixth layer. The sixth layer, created by the former master, will transform the inner universe into an existence comparable to the chaos void, and this differs greatly from the fifth layer. So it's almost impossible to reach. The red-clothed girl looked at Lin Yuan. Under normal circumstances, even reaching the fifth layer of infinite void would mean the inner universe is only tens or hundreds of thousands times stronger than an ordinary great saint's inner universe. Compared to the entirety of the chaos void, it is like a firefly compared to the bright moon. Crossing from 1 to 2 isn't hard, but leaping from 1 to millions in a single bound is as difficult as ascending to the heavens. But Lin Yuan is different. Based on his current growth speed and inner universe foundation, when Lin Yuan cultivates to the perfection of the chaos realm and adds the fifth layer of infinite void, the inner universe will grow far beyond the conventional fifth layer level. This reduces the gap with the chaos void, naturally increasing the possibility of advancing to the sixth layer. The sixth layer is too far away from me. Lin Yuan slightly shook his head, not thinking too much of it. The fragment world of star tears. Lin Yuan's Taiyin primordial spirit sat cross-legged, and at the moment when the true self cultivated the second layer of infinite void, the inner universe of the Taiyin primordial spirit naturally reached the second layer. Regarding the transformation of the inner universe, both the true self and the avatar proceed simultaneously. Lin Yuan slightly activated the power of the inner universe and found that the principles of the chaos void began to retreat from him, centering on his presence. It's said that a great saint can, if they wish, create an area where rules are self-established. Am I now half achieving that? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Although a great saint is also at the perfection of the chaos realm, their path holds great potential, allowing them to surpass the chaos great saints. By taking their path as the foundation, many principles can retreat, forming a domain where they establish the rules. Like the postnatal universe created by the great saints, this is the principle. However, the range of a postnatal universe is larger, and maintaining its rules demands much effort from the great saints. Lin Yuan slowly restrained his aura and glanced at the countless humans in the fragment world, including the 9 supreme beings, none of whom noticed Lin Yuan's gaze. Let alone discovered that Lin Yuan's real strength has reached the extent of dominating the Chaos Great Saints. Shenhuang Universe. After getting slightly familiar, Lin Yuan began attempting to cultivate the third layer of Infinite Void. Infinite Void has a total of 6 layers, strictly speaking 5 layers. Each layer involves a distinctly different microscopic transformation of the inner universe, and the third layer of Infinite Void has already begun transforming the time-space origin source of the inner universe. The cultivation time for this layer is estimated to be not short. Lin Yuan thought to himself silently. He had no worries, for what he had most now was time. Those ancient great saints have passed through hundreds or thousands of chaos eras, basically having no other pursuits, so they chose to attack the 13th stage. After all, the chaos great saints cannot advance further. As for promoting to the great saint, it's determined by the path. It can be achieved or not at all. Just as Lin Yuan was both cultivating the third layer of Infinite Void and continuing towards the depths of Shenhuang Universe. Buzz! A significant spatial temporal fluctuation came from afar, rapidly spreading throughout more than half of the Shenhuang Universe. Is it that place? Lin Yuan gazed far at the source of the spatial temporal fluctuation, his expression subtly changing. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1156. Inconceivable Strength. Bonus update. Seeking monthly votes at the start of the month. Is it the Dark Sky Palace? Lin Yuan sensed the source of the space-time fluctuations, and by comparing it with the beast's skin map, he made a judgment in his heart. The Dark Sky Palace is a crucial place in the Shenhuang universe, where the Dark Sky Heart is nurtured, a supreme treasure of the absolute great saint level. Ever since Lin Yuan entered the Shenhuang universe, aside from the nearly 3-meter life divine stone, all the treasures and wonders he acquired were at the Chaos Great Saint level or below. As for the absolute great saint, even when the profound Shenhuang lineage was still present, there were not many supreme treasures at the absolute great saint level, mostly found in the inner and deep regions of the universe. With my current strength, Lin Yuan felt a slight movement in his heart. Before entering the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan formulated routes according to the beast's skin map, without considering the Dark Sky Palace as a stopover. This was because the outside of the Dark Sky Palace was filled with Dark Sky Power, a force even stronger than Fuda Power. With Lin Yuan's strength at the time, attempting to enter the Dark Sky Palace required a considerable amount of time. Therefore, Lin Yuan did not consider it. Compared to the Dark Sky Palace, Lin Yuan was more concerned with the tomb in the deepest part. But circumstances have changed. Back then, entering the Dark Sky Palace was quite difficult for Lin Yuan, but now, after practicing Infinite Void to the second layer, Lin Yuan's strength soared comprehensively, and the Dark Sky Power, which could have stopped him momentarily, now poses little threat. And according to the space-time fluctuations emanating from the Dark Sky Palace at this moment, it is evidently emerging. If Lin Yuan doesn't go now, it will surely attract other great saints. Powerful figures such as Black Light Great Saint and Dual Origin Great Saint have the ability to enter the Dark Sky Palace, albeit with more time spent. I will make a trip. Lin Yuan's mind slightly moved, and the Taiyang Divine Spirit emerged, allowing him to follow the established route towards the depths of the Shenhuang universe. As for Lin Yuan's true self, he immediately swiftly traversed toward the direction of the Dark Sky Palace. The second layer of Infinite Void brought comprehensive enhancement to Lin Yuan, not only improving the true self but also significantly enhancing the two primordial spirits. Now, the strength of the Taiyang Divine Spirit is stronger than Lin Yuan's true self before entering the Shenhuang universe. This time really screwed by that dual origin. Black Light Great Saint's face was gloomy as he quickly advanced towards the depths of the Shenhuang universe. Being the 10th to enter the Shenhuang universe, Black Light Great Saint had few choices and could only immediately proceed towards the depths of the Shenhuang universe. Along the way, there was no time to carefully check, resulting in a complete lack of gain up till now. The mighty Chaos Great Saint, a strong figure among Chaos Great Saints, having entered a postnatal universe without any notable achievements, was unacceptable to Black Light Great Saint. Dual Origin Fellow is certainly hateful, but he, Black Light Great Saint, thought of Lin Yuan. If it wasn't for Lin Yuan, he would at least have been the third to enter the Shenhuang universe. Damn it! Where the hell did he come from? Black Light Great Saint felt furious. Although Lin Yuan's final slap sent him flying, Black Light Great Saint suffered not a single bit of injury. Through this strike, Black Light Great Saint judged that Lin Yuan's strength should be similar to his on the same level. At that moment, Black Light Great Saint's expression changed, sensing a rich space-time fluctuation. It's there. Black Light Great Saint looked over, feeling slightly exhilarated. Such rich space-time fluctuations belong to anomalies produced when a supreme treasure appears in the four-way space-time of the universe. The space-time rules compression in this postnatal universe is extremely high, yet still, such dense space-time anomalies occur. An absolute great saint-level supreme treasure. Definitely an absolute great saint-level supreme treasure. Black Light Great Saint unhesitatingly headed toward the source of the space-time fluctuations. An absolute great saint-level supreme treasure. Even absolute great saints would fight wholeheartedly for it. If he, as a Chaos Great Saint, obtained it, he could trade it with an absolute great saint even if he didn't need it. This space-time fluctuation. In another direction, Dual Origin Great Saint transformed into a blue-gray light and suddenly stopped. An absolute great saint-level supreme treasure. Even though the creator of this postnatal universe was once close to the invincible great saint, Possessing absolute Great Saint level supreme treasures would not be many either. Dual Origin Great Saint thought secretly, hesitated only for a moment before heading to the source of the space-time fluctuations. Without knowing whether there are other absolute Great Saint level supreme treasures deep within the universe, Dual Origin Great Saint naturally did not want to give up the supreme treasure at the current source of space-time fluctuations. That is, Great Saints like Tian Lu Great Saint, Nine Phoenix Great Saint, and Shadow Demon Great Saint also sensed the sweeping space-time fluctuations and recognized that a supreme treasure at the level of absolute Great Saint was about to emerge. Such a supreme treasure, Tian Lu Great Saint, Nine Phoenix Great Saint, and other powerful figures did not hesitate and immediately headed toward the source of the space-time fluctuations. Outside the entrance of the Shenhuang universe, these great saints did not compete with Dual Origin Great Saint, Lin Yuan, and others for entering the Shenhuang universe first. Aside from the strength factor, there's also a crucial point: there were no clear benefits up front. Who stipulated that those who entered the Shenhuang universe first would definitely have gains? Moreover, whether this postnatal universe contained treasures worth their desperate effort to fight for still remained uncertain. As Chaos Great Saints, they exist as entities who won't act without clear benefits, expecting them to fight desperately without perceived gains. But now, this level of space-time fluctuation undeniably signifies the emerging treasure has reached the level of Absolute Great Saint. An Absolute Great Saint level supreme treasure is enough for these Chaos Great Saints to fight desperately. In the presence of such treasure, even newly promoted Great Saints like Nine Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint dare to compete with Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint. Farther away, several Chaos Venerables also sensed the space-time fluctuations. A supreme treasure. Absolutely a supreme treasure. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with us. Many Chaos Venerables felt eagerness in their eyes before quickly calming down as if doused with cold water. Newly promoted Great Saints like Nine Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint dare to compete with Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint because they are at the full Chaos realm. Even if there is a difference in strength, it's not too big. At least for the Dual Origin Great Saint, it's very difficult to kill a newly ascended Great Saint, as the latter is not a stone and can escape on its own. But a Chaos Venerable? Don't mention those powerful Great Saints like the Dual Origin Great Saint. Even a newly ascended Great Saint can effortlessly kill a Chaos Venerable. These Chaos Venerables, if they dare to join this commotion, no matter how many lives they have, it wouldn't be enough to escape death. Although it has nothing to do with us, we can get close and take a look. That's right. What does such a precious treasure look like? Some Chaos Venerables were curious in their hearts and started approaching the source of spacetime. As long as they watched from afar without revealing the intention to compete for it, it was expected that those Great Saints wouldn't bother them. Arrived. Lin Yuan's figure appeared, looking toward a palace not far away, shrouded in darkness. At this moment, the palace was slowly emerging from the depths of spacetime, with all directions filled with the profound power of the dark sky. Normally, the Dark Sky Palace is located deep in spacetime and is hard to discover without guidance. Now that the Dark Sky Palace has voluntarily come into the world, is it because the outer spacetime of the Shenhuang universe is gradually collapsing, thereby affecting the spacetime? Lin Yuan pondered silently. The early emergence of the Dark Sky Palace was one of the reasons he came. If it continued hiding in the depths of spacetime, Lin Yuan could have waited and come over after leaving the tomb. Once it completely emerges from the depths of spacetime, I can directly take the Dark Sky Heart inside. Lin Yuan stood still, patiently waiting. Just at this moment, a slight fluctuation of spacetime traversing emerged. The Dual Origin Great Saint arrived second. Is it that palace? The Dual Origin Great Saint, without Lin Yuan's detailed map guidance, immediately noticed the Dark Palace. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Very soon, the Black Light Great Saint and the Wild Barbarian Great Saint also successfully arrived. Then came the Tian Lu Great Saint, Nine Phoenix Great Saint, and Shadow Demon Great Saint. The treasure is inside the palace. All Great Saints stared hotly at the Dark Palace slowly emerging from the depths of spacetime. Your mastery of spacetime distortion is indeed unique, but wanting to compete with me for the treasure inside this palace is still a bit lacking. The dual origin great saint stared at Lin Yuan and said, "The power road I wield just happens to restrain you, and if I fight with all my might, you definitely are not my match." If Lin Yuan could be persuaded to retreat by mere words, the dual origin great saint was willing. "Oh!" Lin Yuan, with his hands behind his back, glanced at the dual origin great saint. What the dual origin great saint said was true. Although they hadn't had a full-on battle outside the Shenhuang universe, the gray-blue power he wielded could indeed greatly disrupt space-time. But that's under the condition of comparable strength. Water can extinguish fire, but can a drop of water extinguish a fire that spans the sky? Wild barbarian, why don't you and I join forces? The Black Light Great Saint secretly communicated with the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Join forces. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint's heart was moved. He indeed was willing to join forces with Black Light, as the restraining power of the Black Light domain was well known. Against whom? The Wild Barbarian Great Saint immediately responded. "It's him." The Black Light Great Saint thought for a moment and glanced at Lin Yuan. The reason for choosing Lin Yuan was due to the Black Light Great Saint's careful consideration. Lin Yuan's abilities were similar to the Black Light domain and could also suppress it. This point made the Black Light Great Saint quite fearful. As for the Dual Origin Great Saint, the Black Light Great Saint had dealt with him many times and knew his methods well. If he truly had to choose between Lin Yuan and the Dual Origin Great Saint, the Black Light Great Saint felt Lin Yuan posed a greater threat. Against him? No problem. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint grinned and said. He also tended to strike first at Lin Yuan. After all, among the many great saints present, only Lin Yuan's details were unclear. Leaving such an unknown strong person here, the Wild Barbarian Great Saint also had some unease. Boom, boom, boom. Just at this moment, the dark palace not far away fully emerged from the depths of spacetime. A dense spatial fluctuation began to spread and permeate in all directions. Ia the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Take action. The Black Light Great Saint immediately activated the Black Light domain. An infinite darkness began to spread, and the Wild Barbarian Great Saint also stepped out, punching toward Lin Yuan across spacetime. The Dual Origin Great Saint initially intended to approach the Dark Palace immediately but realized the actions of the Black Light Great Saint and Wild Barbarian Great Saint and immediately understood they intended to target Lin Yuan. Strike while he's down. The Dual Origin Great Saint transformed into a beam of gray and blue light and similarly pierced toward Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan stood calmly in place, glancing at several approaching auras behind. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. With a slight change in thought, Lin Yuan began to activate the Divine Ability World. The surrounding spacetime avenue twisted entirely. At this moment, Lin Yuan's internal universe underwent a transformation. Using the external universe formed by his internal universe, its power surged significantly. Buzz. The originally dual-colored Dual Origin Great Saint, under the heavy spacetime suppression, was directly immobilized, his figure forced to reveal, staring incredulously at the four-way heavens and earth. Such suppression? The Black Light Great Saint's pupils shrank. At the moment of the external universe formation, his Black Light domain began collapsing, himself also immobilized. I can't sense the outside spacetime? The same for the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. His fist halted abruptly midway, staring blankly at the surrounding spacetime. At the center of the universe, Lin Yuan stood there, but in the view of other great saints, Lin Yuan had already transformed into a round of eternal fierce sun, continuously emitting light and heat. Where it shone, all the chaotic, evolving powers of those great saints were collapsing. Such a terrifying scene made the Tian Lu Great Saint, Shadow Demon Great Saint, who planned to seize the opportunity, tremble in their hearts. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1157. My name is Galaxy, requesting monthly tickets at the beginning of the month. The vast expanse of spacetime forcibly replaced the Shenhuang universe, enveloping the 9 Chaos Great Saints like insects in amber, enduring immense pressure every moment. The many rules and great paths operating in the Shenhuang universe retreated and avoided, that eternal fierce sun spanning the center of spacetime. Wherever its sunlight shone, it became a domain. The rules and great paths of this postnatal universe are far more oppressive than the rules and great paths of the outside chaos void. Now the rules and great paths within the universe retreat and avoid. Surely the same would happen in the chaos void. The wild barbarian great saint steadied himself, incredulous. Is this the fruition of an unrivaled great saint's thought to control the void? The spacetime rules around the standing position are all set by oneself? No, it's merely the great path rules retreating and avoiding. It hasn't reached the level of setting one's own rules. It's not an unrivaled great saint. The wild barbarian great saint swallowed hard. At this moment, the strength Lin Yuan displayed, even if not an unrivaled great saint, far surpassed them. At least the wild barbarian great saint considered himself not a match, not even necessary to confront. How is he so powerful? The dual-origin great saint was equally shocked. Previously, outside the Shenhuang universe, he had used a killing move to hold Lin Yuan momentarily, so he was the first to enter the Shenhuang universe. At that time, Lin Yuan indeed put some pressure on the dual-origin great saint. But it was only the pressure facing an enemy of the same tier. And now? Is this an enemy of the same tier? If you wish to survive, Lin Yuan stood there, overlooking each chaos great saint, speaking calmly. Then swear to immediately exit this universe, not approaching for 1,000 cosmic eras. Except for the Shadow Demon Great Saint and the 9 Phoenix Great Saint, Lin Yuan had no significant grudges with the other Chaos Great Saints. As long as they didn't continue to stay in the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan didn't mind letting them go this once. The main issue was the impossibility of eradicating all roots. These Chaos Great Saints had many life-saving measures. Even if they died within this universe, they would resurrect in other hidden places. They might not even need resurrection. Immediately exit this universe? The Black Light Great Saint, with his Black Light domain, could only maintain it within 10,000 miles, looked at Lin Yuan with a grim face. Not just exiting this palace, but directly exiting this universe. With Lin Yuan's current explosive strength, the Black Light Great Saint no longer planned to resist forcefully. If possible, he would take that dark palace and look for treasures in other regions. This universe, since it could nurture a supreme treasure at the level of an unrivaled great saint, could produce a second or third one. Even if unable to acquire a treasure at the unrivaled great saint level, at least obtaining one at the Chaos Great Saint level would justify the trip. To get close to this universe as quickly as possible, the Black Light Great Saint had already paid a hefty price. Isn't your appetite too large, not being an unrivaled great saint, yet wanting to do the deeds of an unrivaled great saint? The dual-origin great saint also stared at Lin Yuan. The space-time formed around Lin Yuan indeed exerted immense pressure, far surpassing the Black Light domain. If it were only the dual-origin great saint alone, he wouldn't speak this way, because he indeed had no means to resist the surrounding space-time suppression. But now, besides the dual-origin great saint, there were other 8 Chaos Great Saints, 2 of whom were formidable great saints. If the 9 Chaos Great Saints joined forces, even if unable to defeat Lin Yuan, at least they could contend with him. At worst, even if they lost in the end, the dual-origin great saint was confident in his escape. No matter how strong Lin Yuan was, he was not an unrivaled great saint. Indeed, the wild barbarian great saint glanced at the dual-origin great saint and the Black Light great saint, also staring at Lin Yuan. This dark palace can be given to you, but asking us to exit immediately is somewhat excessive. The wild barbarian great saint had been starkly gouged by the eye of myriad laws, feeling the pain even now, unwilling to give up. Tianlu Great Saint, 9 Phoenix Great Saint, and other ordinary Great Saints hesitated slightly. Unlike the dual-origin Great Saint and wild barbarian Great Saint, they truly felt the risk of falling under the suppression of the surrounding spacetime. The 3 formidable Great Saints could say so because they had confidence in saving themselves, but what about the 6 of them? CTH Novel F. IR. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Although falling now doesn't mean total death, The cost of using life-saving means to retrain to peak strength is significant. Only by joining forces can we protect ourselves. The dual-origin Great Saint immediately transmitted to the 6 Chaos Great Saints. Although the strength of these 6 Chaos Great Saints wasn't equal to them, during a real fight, these 6 could at least divert some of Lin Yuan's attention. Thus, the pressure on the 3 formidable Great Saints would be somewhat alleviated. If we retreat, it's equivalent to giving up on this universe. I can share some intel. The creator of this universe is an unrivaled Great Saint close to invincible in strength, astonishingly strong. The treasures this universe conceals are just beginning. Are you willing to just give up? The dual-origin Great Saint, to gain the support of the 6 Chaos Great Saints, did not hesitate to disclose what he knew. An unrivaled Great Saint close to invincible? Tianlu Great Saint's pupils slightly contracted, knowing the significance of an invincible Great Saint. The boundless chaos void allows only one invincible Great Saint per era, and most eras have none. To convince such an unrivaled Great Saint requires absolute superiority in strength, making other unrivaled Great Saints feel hopeless and unconquerable, creating a universally acknowledged invincible Great Saint. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1158. My name is Galaxy, requesting monthly votes at the beginning of the month. _2 The invincible Great Saints are extremely rare, and those peerless Great Saints who are close to becoming invincible Great Saints are likewise not many. At least their strength needs to surpass others of the same level. Originally, Tianlu Great Saint and other Chaos Great Saints thought that the pioneer of this postnatal universe was just a normal peerless Great Saint, but a peerless Great Saint close to becoming an invincible Great Saint. 9 Phoenix Great Saint, Shadow Demon Great Saint, and several other Chaos Great Saints had similar changes in their thoughts. A postnatal universe left by a peerless Great Saint close to an invincible Great Saint might only appear once in countless cosmic eras. For these newly advanced Great Saints, encountering such a level of postnatal universe is an unparalleled opportunity that cannot be sought. If they give up this time, they may never have such a chance again. Thinking of this, Tianlu Great Saint and other Chaos Great Saints made up their minds. First, the value of this universe is even beyond their expectations. Second, since dual-origin Great Saint dares to involve them to resist Lin Yuan, there must be some confidence. If there was nothing to rely on, dual-origin Great Saint wouldn't do this. In just a moment, the eyes of the 6 Chaos Great Saints became firm. They also do not believe that, with the combined strength of 9 Chaos Great Saints, they couldn't contend with Lin Yuan. What happened? Each of the Chaos Venerables, attracted by spacetime fluctuations, before they could even approach, saw that the distant spacetime seemed to be cut apart, with dual-origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints all trapped inside. Is it that the 9 Great Saints have begun to slaughter each other? TSK. Such spacetime confinement techniques have never been displayed outside before. Indeed, such a spacetime fluctuation must mean a great treasure has emerged, and these Great Saints are certainly going to battle for it. Many Chaos Venerables watched from afar. With 9 Great Saints present, they had no thoughts of obtaining the treasure but were curious which Great Saint would ultimately claim it. It seems that none of you wish to retreat. Lin Yuan looked at the 9 Chaos Great Saints with a slight smile and said, "In that case, all of you may stay." Wow! The space-time from all directions began to contract rapidly. The external universe formed by the divine ability world could theoretically expand to trillions of light-years. But that is the limit of the external universe. The smaller it gets, the more concentrated its power, and the greater the pressure it puts on the enemy. With such strength, what is your name? Dual-origin Great Saint transformed back into cyan gray light, while the surrounding spacetime continued to shatter and reorganize. Immediately, the other 8 Great Saints all looked at Lin Yuan. Although Lin Yuan was extremely domineering, they had to admit that his strength was indeed very strong. Otherwise, he wouldn't have compelled dual-origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and others to join forces against him. Name? Lin Yuan smiled gently. I am Galaxy. Boom! The vast spacetime surged like a tide, and the 9 Chaos Great Saints seemed like lonely boats on an ocean, at risk of capsizing under the continual battering waves. Initially, upon leaving the universe, Lin Yuan needed to be low-key to cultivate steadily, otherwise even the ancient Ming Venerable was enough to threaten him and the human civilization group at that time. But now, Lin Yuan's combat power had nearly reached the invincibility of a Chaos Great Saint, enough to traverse the Chaos Void. At this time, there was naturally no need to be low-key, nor was it necessary to be low-key. Galaxy Great Saint? Dual Origin Great Saint frowned in thought. He had not heard of this name before. This implied two possibilities. One was that Lin Yuan had simply made up the name. The second was that Lin Yuan came from an era even more ancient than he imagined. Not only had his techniques not been passed down, even his name had been worn away by the long years. Dual Origin Great Saint leaned more towards the latter. With Lin Yuan's strength, there was no need to lie deliberately. Such a powerful being would disdain lying. Whoosh! While Dual Origin Great Saint was deep in thought, the ubiquitous vast spacetime surged onto him. Dual Origin Fusion Tear? Dual Origin Great Saint treated it as a great enemy and immediately used his strongest technique, the strongest strike after the fusion of his own path. This method exhausts a considerable amount of Dual Origin Great Saint's origin source, and he would not use it unless in an emergency. But to contend with Lin Yuan and to remain in this universe, Dual Origin Great Saint did not hold back at all. Screech! The terrifying spacetime fissures kept being torn open, and Dual Origin Great Saint tore through multiple layers of spacetime, trying to approach Lin Yuan. Only by getting close to Lin Yuan could he threaten Lin Yuan. But moments later, Dual Origin Great Saint was horrified to find that for every layer of spacetime he tore through, 10-fold or 100-fold would be replenished back. This gave Dual Origin Great Saint a sense of powerlessness, like an ant gazing at the sky, the distance to Lin Yuan not far, but the spacetime in between spanned unknown billions of light-years. My fusion power path, unable to tear through spacetime near him? Dual Origin Great Saint was extremely shocked. To contend with Lin Yuan, he must be able to threaten Lin Yuan, otherwise how could he talk about contending? How could he talk about making Lin Yuan retreat? Allowing them to stay within the universe? And now? Forget threatening Lin Yuan, Dual Origin Great Saint could not even get close, how could he fight? I fully fused two power paths. The eruption of power should easily tear through the internal universe of a peak Chaos Great Saint. Yet it's helpless against this spacetime. What's the depth of this technique-concentrated spacetime? Dual Origin Great Saint tried several more times and found it was still the same. His heart sank instantly. Black Light Void. Black Light Great Saint's aura suddenly soared. The surrounding black light domain exuding infinite darkness immediately became deeper, attempting to forcefully expand under the space-time pressure. The Black Light Void is a technique used by Black Light Great Saint by burning his origin source, an ultimate sublimation of the black light domain, a capability he would absolutely not use unless in a desperate situation. Sir, the novel F. Ire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. After all, burning origin source can bring great power improvement, but recovery is equally difficult. Enlarge. Black Light Great Saint fully operated the black light domain, and after burning his origin source, the power of the black light domain significantly increased, which Black Light Great Saint preferred to call Black Light Void. But just as the vast spacetime rolled in from all directions, the Black Light Void, that Black Light Great Saint tried his hardest to expand, was immediately compressed back to its original size, and with the increasing spacetime pressure, even the original size could not be maintained, rapidly shrinking. My Black Light Void. Black Light Great Saint was in disbelief. This was his method to deal with Dual Origin Great Saint. But under Lin Yuan's condensed spacetime pressure, not to mention resistance, he couldn't even withstand it. Damn! Wild Barbarian Great Saint also tried to attack Lin Yuan, but was immediately confined by the ubiquitous spacetime, feeling all his strength had nowhere to be used. Galaxy Great Saint, dare to engage me in close combat. Wild Barbarian Great Saint shouted at Lin Yuan. Close combat was his strongest suit. His Path of Chaos evolved power also excelled in this area. Originally, Wild Barbarian Great Saint had specially cultivated some secret techniques to deal with Great Saint's adept at domain abilities, but under Lin Yuan's condensed spacetime pressure, those secret techniques had no effect at all. Close combat. Lin Yuan glanced at him, You can't even deal with my external universe, and yet you want to engage in close combat with me? The martial Tao evolution road similarly excelled in hand-to-hand combat, but now, being able to rely on the external universe to suppress enemies, Lin Yuan naturally didn't bother with close combat. Condense. Lin Yuan looked at Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Immediately the vast spacetime surged up, directly suppressing Wild Barbarian Great Saint firmly. This, further away, Tianlu Great Saint originally also wanted to seize the opportunity to make a move, not asking to threaten Lin Yuan, but at least able to distract his attention. But upon seeing, in just an instant, Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, the three Great Saints struggling under the suppression of the surrounding vast spacetime, wobbling precariously. Tianlu Great Saint's heart trembled. Swoosh! Tianlu Great Saint did not advance but retreated, fleeing madly in the opposite direction of Lin Yuan. As for the earlier agreement with Dual Origin Great Saint to join forces against Lin Yuan, against your mother. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1159, 9 Phoenixes and Shadow Demon, request for beginning of the month guaranteed monthly votes. Outside the battlefield. The Chaos Venerables were intently watching from afar. In the distance, the spacetime had completely separated from the Shenhuang universe, forming its own realm, where the 9 Chaos Great Saints were likely engaged in a fierce battle. But as they watched, the numerous Venerables sensed something amiss. Silence. Too silent. Logically, with the power of Chaos Great Saints, a clash would cause reverberations enough to bring down heaven and earth. The battle between the newly advanced 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint unleashed such waves that entire natural universes prematurely collapsed into great destruction, forcing the ancient Ming Venerable to move away preemptively or face severe injuries. Such was the case with the 2 new Great Saints. Not to mention the 9 Great Saints among them, 3 belonging to the mighty Great Saints, where the likes of Shadow Demon Great Saint and 9 Phoenix Great Saint were undoubtedly the weakest. How could such a terrifying group of powerhouses battle each other so quietly? That piece of isolated spacetime didn't stir up even a bit of turmoil? Could it be that the 9 Great Saints haven't made a move? Not making a move? Before a treasured object, won't they act? Indeed, the emerging treasured object is probably at the level of an unparalleled Great Saint. And for such a treasure, even an unparalleled Great Saint would find it hard to resist, let alone Chaos Great Saints? If it weren't for me going up there to die, I'd want to fight for it too. The numerous Chaos Venerables bore odd expressions, for logically, they were sure the 9 Great Saints would inevitably engage in a battle for supremacy. Yet the current scene showed no signs of conflict, causing the Chaos Venerables to harbor deep doubts in their hearts. Let's keep watching. What's the rush? One Chaos Venerable suggested. As they had no thoughts of claiming that treasured object, they would continue to observe. What the numerous Chaos Venerables didn't know was that it wasn't that Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint hadn't made a move, but that their power when they did was completely covered and enveloped by Lin Yuan's outer universe, resulting in no aftermath spreading to the outside. Can't escape. The spacetime is sealed. With my strength, I can't tear open the spacetime passage to escape to the outside world. Tianlu Great Saint's heart turned cold. Upon seeing the scene where Dual Origin, Black Light, and Wild Barbarian Great Saints were immediately suppressed by Lin Yuan upon contact, Tianlu Great Saint realized that Dual Origin Great Saint was overly confident, or rather, underestimated Lin Yuan's power. Still resisting? It's uncertain whether one can survive, yet still resist? At this moment, Tianlu Great Saint began to regret, understanding that if he had immediately agreed when Lin Yuan asked them to leave the universe, nothing would have happened, insisted on joining forces with Dual Origin Great Saint. While Lin Yuan dealt with Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and Wild Barbarian Great Saint, he also noticed the behavior of the other 6 Chaos Great Saints. In fact, not just Tianlu Great Saint, but 9 Phoenix Great Saint, Shadow Demon Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints, upon seeing the 3 mighty Chaos Great Saints so easily suppressed. Their first thought was to flee. and they acted on it, immediately scattering in several directions. But unfortunately, at this moment, the surrounding spacetime had entirely succumbed to Lin Yuan's outer universe. Ordinary Chaos Great Saints couldn't escape the constraints of spacetime. Suppress. Lin Yuan glanced at the 6 Chaos Great Saints fleeing in different directions. His mind focused, and the vast spacetime surged forth, suppressing the 6 Chaos Great Saints in place without any resistance. Like insects trapped in amber, they couldn't move. It's over. Tianlu Great Saint's heart sank to the depths. Even though he realized he would be suppressed once, he couldn't tear open the spacetime passage to the outside. The moment it truly arrived, Tianlu Great Saint still felt heavy-hearted. A dignified Chaos Great Saint, dominating various void domains, even when facing such mighty Great Saints as Dual Origin Great Saint, he never felt much fear, and now he was suppressed so easily. I am not dead. Tianlu Great Saint carefully examined his surroundings. Although he was fully suppressed, he could still achieve basic perception. With the Galaxy Great Saint's strength having suppressed me, he could easily annihilate me, yet now I am not dead, which implies the Galaxy Great Saint doesn't intend to kill me. Or perhaps I still have room for negotiation. Tianlu Great Saint pondered to himself, if there was a chance, he naturally wouldn't want to relinquish this physical body. Cultivating a new primary battle body would require expending countless resources. The more crucial point is that it would take a lot of time to cultivate. Both resources and time would be needed. Therefore, as long as there was a glimmer of hope, Tianlu Great Saint was unwilling to let go of this physical body. Now I can deal with the 3 of them. Having dealt with the 6 ordinary Chaos Great Saints, Lin Yuan finally focused on the 3 Great Saints: Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and Wild Barbarian Great Saint. It must be said, the strength of these 3 Great Saints was indeed formidable. Even Lin Yuan, to completely suppress them as quickly as possible, utilized most of his techniques. Black Light Great Saint. Sar the Ovalfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan looked towards Black Light Great Saint, surrounded by endless darkness, as the black light domain around this Chaos Great Saint was rapidly being compressed. Tearing the sky, Lin Yuan suddenly lifted his right hand and clawed at Black Light Great Saint. In an instant, 5 trails filled with destructive aura flashed by, landing on the black light domain surrounding Black Light Great Saint. Immediately, the black light domain began to rapidly collapse. After the second layer of infinite void, Lin Yuan's foundational strength had significantly improved, and the tearing the sky divine skills, which depended on Lin Yuan's foundation, naturally also escalated. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Black Light Great Saint's body was pierced through with one grab, the wound constantly exuding a destructive aura, extinguishing all vitality and recovery power. This Black Light Great Saint widened his eyes, feeling his strength drastically decline due to that grab. Another grab. Lin Yuan continued to unleash the tearing the sky divine skills. Black Light Great Saint's body was penetrated once more, causing the black light domain surrounding him to fully collapse, eventually revealing Black Light Great Saint's form. Without the protection of the black light domain, the Black Light Great Saint was like undefended prey before Lin Yuan, directly suppressed by the immense power of spacetime. Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Lin Yuan looked at another Chaos Great Saint. This Chaos Great Saint, though not as troublesome as the Black Light Great Saint, was still not easy to completely suppress. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint's physical body was incredibly strong, even surpassing the former Tuolong Great Saint. He had few means, but his survival ability was extremely high because he simply couldn't die. However, under the constant suppression of Lin Yuan's external universe, coupled with the pure offensive divine skills known as Tier Heaven, the Wild Barbarian Great Saint only lasted for a few dozen breaths before being swiftly suppressed by Lin Yuan, just like the Black Light Great Saint. Dual Origin Great Saint. Lin Yuan looked at the last Great Saint. Among the 9 Chaos Great Saints, the Dual Origin Great Saint was definitely the most difficult to deal with, so Lin Yuan saved him for last. Galaxy Great Sage, I admit you are strong, but to suppress me like the Black Light? Absolutely impossible. The Dual Origin Great Saint showed a trace of madness, his form suddenly boiling in shades of green and gray, unleashing a desperate attack, instantly tearing open a narrow rift on the space-time barriers leading to the outside world. Buzz. In an instant, the dual-origin Great Saint escaped through this tiny rift. Lin Yuan watched silently. His external universe was indeed terrifying, but the chaos evolutionary power mastered by the dual-origin Great Saint was most adept at destroying space-time. Tearing open the space-time leading to Lin Yuan was very difficult, but in a desperate situation, tearing a rift to the outside world was possible. Swoosh! The dual-origin Great Saint escaped to the outside and immediately shuttled toward the entrance, while his voice transmitted to Lin Yuan through space-time. Galaxy Great Sage, I admit defeat this time, and will leave this universe immediately, never to approach within 10,000 cosmic eras. I swear. Lin Yuan pondered upon hearing this, and his initial intention to pursue and kill was suppressed. Although the dual-origin Great Saint could barely escape, Lin Yuan could also pursue and kill. It was precisely because of this that the dual-origin Great Saint immediately succumbed and swore after escaping. Dark Sky Heart. Glancing behind him, Lin Yuan noted that the Dark Sky Palace had already emerged, and chasing the dual-origin Great Saint might lead to other changes. Lin Yuan stood silently, flipping his right hand. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, Tianlu Great Saint, and the other 8 Chaos Great Saints appeared not far away. At this moment, these 8 Chaos Great Saints were completely suppressed, without any power to resist. Galaxy Great Sage. The Black Light Great Saint steadied himself and respectfully asked Lin Yuan, "What price must I pay for you to let me go?" Since Lin Yuan hadn't extinguished him immediately, he must have other plans in mind. "What price are you willing to pay?" Lin Yuan asked the Chaos Great Saints with interest. For Lin Yuan, the most profitable approach was to exchange the main battle bodies of these Chaos Great Saints for more resources and treasures. Directly killing, that would only yield bodily essence, but if it were an exchange, the conditions could be higher. In any case, even if these Chaos Great Saints were killed, they would have survival measures to be resurrected, so using this for an exchange was what Lin Yuan intended to do. 1 billion cosmic stones. The Black Light Great Saint thought for a moment and tentatively offered 10 billion cosmic stones. Lin Yuan shook his head and looked at the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. "You too. If you want me to let you go, gather 10 billion cosmic stones and deliver them. And you." Lin Yuan looked at Tianlu Great Saint and the other Great Saints, each with 5 billion cosmic stones. 5 billion cosmic stones? Tianlu Great Saint trembled. For a Chaos Great Saint like him, 5 billion cosmic stones was an immense sum. "As for you too." Lin Yuan's gaze fell on 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint. Galaxy Great Sage. 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint immediately responded to Lin Yuan. At this moment, 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint were already prepared to be extorted. Unlike other senior Chaos Great Saints, they only had one main battle body. If they lost it, they wouldn't be able to show their face until fully restored, having no ability to protect themselves. So as long as Lin Yuan's price was not excessively high, 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint were prepared to agree first. "I've heard about your grievances, continually battling since reaching the perfection of the Chaos Realm." Lin Yuan looked down at 9 Phoenix and Shadow Demon, speaking. Galaxy Great Sage, Shadow Demon once. 9 Phoenix Great Saint immediately began to explain. Lin Yuan nodded and suddenly asked, "But have you considered that because of your battle shockwaves, numerous beings in one prematurely collapsing universe after another were affected? The beings within the universe?" 9 Phoenix and Shadow Demon were somewhat stunned, not expecting Lin Yuan to ask such a question. "Those ants dead are dead, what does it matter?" Shadow Demon Great Saint responded. 9 Phoenix Great Saint said nothing, but clearly agreed with Shadow Demon Great Saint's view. "Fair enough." Lin Yuan nodded. He didn't continue speaking. A moment later, Shadow Demon Great Saint tentatively asked, "Galaxy Great Sage, then what price do we need to pay?" Before Shadow Demon Great Saint could finish, Lin Yuan glanced at him. Noisy. The next moment, The bodies and souls of Shadow Demon Great Saint and 9 Phoenix Great Saint began to rapidly disintegrate into dust. Within just a few breaths, the 2 Chaos Great Saints were completely obliterated. Galaxy Great Sage. This Tian Lu Great Saint and other Chaos Great Saints trembled upon witnessing this scene. It's nothing. Lin Yuan shook his head. These 2 ants, dead are dead. What does it matter? P.S. Please vote for the monthly ticket. Also, participate in the Black Myth Lottery. Currently, there are few monthly tickets, increasing the chances of winning if you participate. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1160. Overwhelming might across void domains. Seeking monthly tickets at the beginning of the month. The blue-gray light tore through time and space, barely escaping from the silent battlefield. The Chaos Venerables observing from afar had not yet reacted when they heard the voice of the dual origin Great Saint rapidly spread through the fluctuations of time and space. S.E.A. the Novel Fire. Net * website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Galaxy Great Saint, I admit defeat this time. I will leave this universe immediately and swear not to come near for 10 cosmic eras. After the brief encounter with Lin Yuan, the dual origin Great Saint had no further desires regarding this Shenhuang universe. What did it matter if its creator was an almost invincible Great Saint? His dual origin was simply no match for Lin Yuan. In front of Lin Yuan, he hardly managed to escape, let alone ensure his survival. If it wasn't for Lin Yuan dealing with Black Light and Wild Barbarian, causing the massive suppressive force of time and space around to disperse, the dual origin Great Saint was uncertain whether his desperate activation of the dual origin fusion power would have allowed him to escape as he did. Is that the dual origin Great Saint? Is the dual origin Great Saint admitting defeat? Who is the Galaxy Great Saint? Nonsense, who else could it be? Among the 10 Great Saints, except for the mysterious last one to appear, the other 9 all have titles. The Galaxy Great Saint is probably that mysterious Great Saint. The Chaos Venerables were instantly in an uproar. According to their speculations, the probability of the dual origin Great Saint emerging victorious among the 10 Great Saints was high. After all, this Great Saint's strength was indeed formidable and was the first to enter the Shenhuang universe. But now, the dual origin Great Saint was the first to escape and admit defeat? Galaxy Great Saint. Never heard of it? Probably a Great Saint from incredibly ancient times. To force the dual origin Great Saint to admit defeat and swear not to approach this universe for 10 cosmic eras. The Galaxy Great Saint must have the power to slay the dual origin Great Saint. A Chaos Realm Peak Venerable concluded. If the strength was only slightly superior, the dual origin Great Saint wouldn't have been so panic-stricken and swearing to leave immediately. One must know that the suppressive force of time and space in this postnatal universe is so intense. Its creator must be extraordinary, even if it means abandoning the treasure that has emerged now. As long as the dual origin Great Saint had a bit of confidence, he would explore other regions. Swearing to leave directly implies that the dual origin Great Saint dares not linger too long. A slight pause would come at a cost. If the Galaxy Great Saint's strength is so formidable, why didn't the dual origin Great Saint join forces with the other 8 Great Saints to resist? A Chaos Venerable voiced this doubt. How do you know they didn't join forces? The Chaos Realm Peak Venerable who came to a conclusion earlier was shocked. Maybe the 9 Great Saints already tried to join forces, but were still suppressed by the Galaxy Great Saint, and only the dual origin Great Saint barely escaped. The previous silence on the battlefield puzzled him. With 10 Great Saints inside, how could there be no sign of any movement? Now seeing the dual origin Great Saint's hasty escape, this Peak Venerable arrived at a deeper conclusion, which was that the Galaxy Great Saint's strength was overwhelming enough to crush the combined efforts of 9 Great Saints. Because of this, the aftermath of the battle could be easily suppressed, resulting in the outside world seeing an unusually quiet battlefield. The Galaxy Great Saint. Could it be an absolute Great Saint? The Chaos Realm Peak Venerable was secretly amazed, as 9 Chaos Great Saints joined forces, with 3 of them being powerful saints like dual origin. Yet, they were swept away by the Galaxy Great Saint, leaving this peak venerable to speculate whether the Galaxy Great Saint might be an absolute Great Saint. Outside the Shenhuang universe, the blue-gray light stopped, forming the figure of the dual-origin Great Saint. This Galaxy Great Saint. The dual-origin Great Saint's expression was filled with fear, and at the same time, seeing Lin Yuan not pursuing, he let out a heavy sigh of relief. Fortunately, that treasure held back the Galaxy Great Saint. Otherwise, my escape would not have been so easy. The dual-origin Great Saint thought inwardly. From his brief encounter, he determined that Lin Yuan's method of distorting time and space was equally suited for pursuing enemies. That warp time and space could be compressed to a few hundred light-years to maximize suppression, or instantly expand to millions of light-years to hinder enemy escape. If Lin Yuan really pursued him, the dual-origin Great Saint had no confidence in escaping with his life. Not a match, I am simply no match. Chaos Great Saint can be so strong? The dual-origin Great Saint steadied himself, starting a review in his heart. In terms of time-space suppression, the Galaxy Great Saint far exceeded Black Light Great Saint's black light distortion. Under the cover of that warped space-time, even powerful beings like the dual-origin Great Saint found it extremely difficult. Moreover, the Galaxy Great Saint's attacking abilities were terrifying. Just one grasp caused the Black Light Great Saint's black light domain to collapse directly. The wild barbarian Great Saint's formidable physique also weakened rapidly. With the suppression of twisted time-space and nearly the extreme attack methods of a Chaos Great Saint, Lin Yuan can easily sweep through strong beings at the level of Chaos Great Saints. These two capabilities complement each other, resulting in combat power far more than simply 1 + 1 = 2. In the view of the dual-origin Great Saint, Lin Yuan has almost no weaknesses. Perhaps Lin Yuan is not yet an absolute Great Saint, nor a match for one. But for Chaos Great Saints like them, Lin Yuan's oppressive power is indistinguishable from that of an absolute Great Saint. Chaos Great Saints, due to the different paths they take, excel in different areas, yet Lin Yuan is nearly perfect. The only thing the dual-origin Great Saint is unclear about is Lin Yuan's defense. Because under the suppression of twisted time-space, the dual-origin Great Saint couldn't even get close to Lin Yuan, and all attacks were blocked and dissipated by the vast time-space. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1161. Overwhelming might across void domains, seeking monthly tickets at the beginning of the month. _2 Although the losses were heavy, at least we retreated with our lives. Dual-origin Great Saint sighed. With his understanding of causality, he naturally sensed that the causal lines of Great Saints like Wild Barbarian Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint still existed within the Shenhuang universe. This means that these Great Saints' main battle bodies in the Shenhuang universe have not yet died. In such an extreme suppression of space-time, the life and death of the suppressed Chaos Great Saints were at Lin Yuan's whim. Their survival indicated that Lin Yuan did not intend to kill them. Why did he not plan to kill them? Naturally, it was to gain more benefits. The main battle bodies of each Chaos Great Saint were formed at considerable cost. Sir, the novel F.I.R. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. If possible, no Chaos Great Saint would want to abandon their main battle body. Lin Yuan's decision not to kill Black Light, Wild Barbarian, and the others could only mean that negotiations were taking place. I suppose Black Light and Wild Barbarian are being extorted by the Galaxy Great Saint. For some reason, dual-origin Great Saint felt quite relieved. He had made considerable sacrifices to rush to the vicinity of the Shenhuang universe using the altar spirit. Now, having withdrawn from the Shenhuang universe with nothing to show for it, this journey was a complete loss. But compared to Black Light Great Saint and Wild Barbarian Great Saint, dual-origin Great Saint felt somewhat lucky. At least while being extorted by the altar spirit, he didn't have to be extorted by Galaxy Great Saint as well. Outside the universe, watching as the newly appointed Great Saints, 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint, had their bodies and souls rapidly obliterated, the other nearby Chaos Great Saints couldn't help but shiver. What did Galaxy Great Saint mean by this? Rest assured, As long as you gather enough chaos stones to bring over, you can leave alive. Lin Yuan glanced over the many great saints and spoke. He directly obliterated 9 Phoenix Great Saint and Shadow Demon Great Saint, not even giving them a chance to negotiate. This was primarily due to personal grudges with these 2 great saints. The premature destruction of his home universe was a result of the collateral damage from these 2 Chaos Great Saints battles. If Lin Yuan's strength had progressed a bit slower, and he hadn't reached the 12th layer before the cosmic cataclysm, he might have perished along with the universe. Without reaching the 12th layer, the essence imprint of his life would continue to be bound within the river of time. During the cosmic cataclysm, the river of time would gradually collapse and dry up, eradicating all life essence imprints within it. No matter the strength of Lin Yuan's life essence, as long as it remained within the river of time, it would be destroyed in the collapse, per the rules of the Chaos Void. At that time, if Lin Yuan wanted to survive, he could only transfer his life's essence imprint to the inner universe of the 9 paramount beings of human civilization. However, with the premature arrival of the cosmic cataclysm, the hope for the paramount beings of human civilization to endure the cataclysm would inevitably diminish, and if the inner universe of the paramount being that housed Lin Yuan's essence imprint collapsed, he would still die. Normally, with a premature cosmic cataclysm, countless civilians of human civilization would undoubtedly perish heavily, and so would the paramount beings. Although all this changed because of Lin Yuan, allowing the human civilization group to smoothly survive the cosmic cataclysm, Lin Yuan had already marked these 2 great saints in his heart back then. Without the power previously, there was nothing Lin Yuan could do about the 2 great saints, so he had to endure. Now with these 2 great saints in his hands, Lin Yuan naturally seized the opportunity for revenge. Of course, there was another reason for Lin Yuan's action against 9 Phoenix and Shadow Demon. These newly appointed great saints had very limited resources they could offer. To reach the pinnacle of the Chaos Realm, Chaos Venerable had already exhausted numerous resources they had accumulated, and the 2 great saints had been continuously fighting since their breakthroughs, leaving no time to accumulate resources and Chaos Stones. The Chaos Great Saints that I once could only admire from afar have now become not so mighty, Lin Yuan thought with some emotion. At the same time, he looked around at the other Chaos Great Saints and smiled, saying, "It'll give you time to consider, but it won't be long." Based on the strength of each Chaos Great Saint, Lin Yuan set a price, such as 10 billion Chaos Stones for the powerful ones like Black Light and Wild Barbarian. Weaker Chaos Great Saints faced 5 billion or 3 billion Chaos Stones. By Lin Yuan's estimation, these costs were close to the acceptable limits for each Chaos Great Saint. Any more, and the Chaos Great Saints would prefer to abandon their main battle body rather than agree to the cost. The difficulty of cultivating a main battle body simply boiled down to the cost involved. If the cost became too high, exceeding the time and effort needed to cultivate a new body, the Chaos Great Saints would choose to cultivate a new main battle body. Thank you, Galaxy Great Saint. Wild Barbarian Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint exchanged a glance. With the involvement of 10 billion Chaos Stones, even if they wanted to gather them, it would take time. Ancient Ming Chaos Continent. Ever since discovering that the mysterious Great Saint who appeared last bore a remarkable resemblance to Galaxy, Ancient Ming Venerable began paying close attention to intelligence from within the Shenhuang universe. What? 10 great saints fought over a priceless treasure, and the mysterious Great Saint swept through the 9 others single-handedly, with only dual origin Great Saint escaping and immediately swearing to leave the postnatal universe. And finally, dual origin Great Saint swore, referring to that mysterious Great Saint as Galaxy Great Saint. Galaxy Great Saint? Galaxy? Ancient Ming Venerable was somewhat stupefied. If previously he had only suspected, without any concrete evidence, that the mysterious Great Saint was Galaxy, after all, he was not present to confirm this through personal observation. The images he received only felt familiar and similar. But now, Ancient Ming Venerable was almost certain that the mysterious Great Saint was indeed Galaxy. How could there be such a coincidence, with both resemblance and the same name? Galaxy? Ancient Ming Venerable was overwhelmingly shocked. Even though he knew that Lin Yuan was destined to stand atop the Chaos Void one day, it all happened so quickly. How long has it been? Fortunately, I have already established a good relationship with Galaxy Great Saint, And even without a positive bond, at least I wouldn't provoke resentment. Ancient Ming Venerable displayed a smile. When facing such formidable power, it's better to have no blame than no merit. Wasn't it because of my reminder? The young man in the black robe was also reviewing the intelligence about Galaxy Great Saint and couldn't resist claiming credit. Yes, your reminder was indeed timely back then. Ancient Ming Venerable acknowledged. This was true, for if not for the young man in the black robe, he wouldn't have noticed Lin Yuan back then at all. Not noticing meant he wouldn't pay special attention, and if this ancestor had an unpleasant encounter on the ancient Ming Chaos continent, wouldn't ancient Ming have to take the fall? The battle within the Xianhuang universe, spread by observing Chaos Venerables, swept through the void domain like a hurricane, and the fame of Galaxy Great Saint resounded thoroughly throughout the Chaos Void. Initially, some Chaos Venerables and even Great Saints did not believe it, but as time passed and as Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints did not actively deny it, many Venerable Saints and Great Saints immediately realized that the news might be true. Otherwise, why wouldn't Dual Origin Great Saint and Black Light Great Saint step forward? Xianhuang Universe. Lin Yuan stood there silently, as his external universe operated. Immense power of space-time continuously pressed towards the nearby Dark Sky Palace. Dark forces permeated around the Dark Sky Palace, capable of threatening the Chaos Great Saints. Even a strong entity like Dual Origin Great Saint would have to give their all to resist such power. Retrieving the Dark Sky Heart from the palace would take quite some time. But for Lin Yuan now, while not effortlessly, it was nearly so. Rumble. The power of the external universe swept forth, and the dark power surrounding the Dark Sky Palace began to visibly obliterate and dissipate. After more than 10 breaths, the dark power surrounding the Dark Sky Palace was completely dispelled, leaving the Black Palace exposed before Lin Yuan. Buzz. Lin Yuan raised his right hand, reaching towards the Dark Sky Palace. When he drew it back, a crystal stone, exuding a profound dark aura and resembling a beating heart, appeared in Lin Yuan's palm. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1162. No help available. Request for beginning of the month guaranteed monthly votes. A hidden void secret realm. The fiery flames imbued with the power of resurrection burned, coalescing into the figure of the 9 Phoenix Great Saint. Why did the Galaxy Great Saint only target me and the Shadow Demon? The 9 Phoenix Great Saint's thoughts could not settle. As a wonder of life born from the Chaos Void, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint naturally possessed 2 avatars. The one wandering outside was his main combat body. As for the one hidden in this void secret realm, it was the 9 Phoenix Great Saint's other avatar. In addition, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint had laid out life-saving measures in many corners of the Chaos Void, so even if both avatars fell, he could resurrect using these measures. Is it because the battles between me and the Shadow Demon led to the premature cataclysm of cosmoses? The 9 Phoenix Great Saint mused to himself. Losing his main combat body was indeed a significant loss for him, but not unacceptable. When engaging in furious battle with the Shadow Demon Great Saint, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint was already prepared to lose his main combat body. Now that the main combat body had fallen, but so had the main combat body of the Shadow Demon Great Saint, this wasn't the worst outcome for the 9 Phoenix Great Saint. In fact, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint was quite satisfied with this result. Managing to take down a main combat body of the Shadow Demon Great Saint was a considerable success. The path of chaos power that the 9 Phoenix Great Saint developed focused on survival, normally only able to restrain the Shadow Demon Great Saint, making mutual destruction very difficult. What the 9 Phoenix Great Saint wanted to understand now was why the Galaxy Great Saint treated her and the Shadow Demon Great Saint differently compared to other Chaos Great Saints. Never mind. Galaxy Great Saint harbors murderous intent towards me and the Shadow Demon. Under such circumstances, if I continue to fight with the Shadow Demon, it may very likely attract the Galaxy Great Saint. A hint of madness appeared in the 9 Phoenix Great Saint's eyes. Her causal connection with the Shadow Demon Great Saint was deep, allowing her to sense the approximate location of the other's avatar via their causal link. There. The 9 Phoenix Great Saint looked in one direction, using causal sensing to determine the source of the Shadow Demon Great Saint's cause, which was in that location. Whoosh! The 9 Phoenix Great Saints figure disappeared, heading directly towards the area where the Shadow Demon Great Saint was located. Does the Galaxy Great Saint sympathize with the beings of the cosmos affected and therefore targets us? The Shadow Demon Great Saint's true form had an unsightly expression, deducing this conclusion from Lin Yuan's last words. He found it more and more incredible. Such a powerful entity was actually this merciful? At that moment, the Shadow Demon Great Saint's expression changed, sharply raising his head to look in a certain direction. The causal sensing between him and the 9 Phoenix Great Saint was mutual. Just as she could sense him, the Shadow Demon Great Saint could naturally sense her as well. At this moment, the Shadow Demon Great Saint clearly noticed that the 9 Phoenix Great Saint's true form was approaching him at the fastest speed possible. Madwoman, 9 Phoenix, you lunatic! The Shadow Demon Great Saint felt a chill on his scalp. Normally, losing his main combat avatar, one should hide and recultivate it. Yet to deploy the last avatar without hesitation like the 9 Phoenix was simply incredible. Is this 9 Phoenix trying to draw the attention of the Galaxy Great Saint and intends to perish together with me? The Shadow Demon Great Saint immediately understood the 9 Phoenix Great Saint's intent. Even if deploying her last avatar, the 9 Phoenix Great Saint could still do nothing to the Shadow Demon. But as the two continued to fight, when the Galaxy Great Saint emerged from the Shenhuang universe, he would surely notice them first. Given the Galaxy Great Saint's evident disdain for them earlier, he might just pursue them easily. Ia the Novel Fire, any *T website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The 9 Phoenix Great Saint could do nothing to him, but the Galaxy Great Saint could. However, in this case, the Shadow Demon Great Saint would die, and the 9 Phoenix Great Saint couldn't escape either. The 9 Phoenix Great Saint was acting with a mindset of mutual destruction to drag him down. Go! The Shadow Demon Great Saint didn't hesitate to traverse through space to a farther distance. Now he dared not entangle himself with the 9 Phoenix Great Saint. Ahead of a vast secret realm in a distant void domain, a tall figure formed, precisely the incarnation of the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. As the Wild Barbarian Great Saint appeared in this place, he looked at the secret realm from afar. The owner of this secret realm was a Chaos Great Saint, with strength surpassing that of the Wild Barbarian by a margin. Soon, the Wild Barbarian Great Saint's avatar entered the secret realm. Shi Guang brother. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint saw a three-eyed man. This three-eyed man was known as the Stone Light Saint, who had, hundreds of cosmic eras ago, rampaged across many void domains. His combat power was exceedingly strong, reaching the pinnacle of Chaos Great Saint. However, in the last 100 cosmic eras, the Stone Light Saint had hardly taken action, always in seclusion, preparing for a breakthrough to the 13th level. Wild Barbarian, you've come. The Stone Light Saint glanced at the Wild Barbarian Great Saint and spoke. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint nodded. Outside, he was uninhibited, but in front of the Stone Light Saint, he was quite well behaved. Stone Light brother's strength is increasingly unfathomable. In my opinion, there is a great hope for breaking through to the 13th level. I hope you remember me when you become a life of time. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint immediately flattered him. 13th level? The Stone Light Saint's face showed a bit of a smile. No Chaos Great Saint would dislike hearing such words, and the Supreme Great Saint was no exception. Let's get straight to the point. Stone Light Saint looked at the Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Stone Light brother should know about my recent ordeal. Wild Barbarian Great Saint immediately said. A postnatal universe emerged, and I rushed there with the power of the Eye of Myriad Laws. However, I was suppressed inside by an ancient Great Saint named Galaxy. Yes, I heard about it. Stone Light Saint nodded. That Galaxy Great Saint demands I hand over 10 billion Chaos Stones to release my main battle avatar. Stone Light brother, you know I'm always broke. Where can I get 10 billion Chaos Stones? Wild Barbarian Great Saint sighed. Indeed. Stone Light Saint nodded. Wild Barbarian Great Saint looked at Stone Light Saint. Was he just going to nod? Stone Light Brother, I came to you to ask if you could mediate with the Galaxy Great Saint. With your strength, Galaxy Great Saint would surely give you face. Wild Barbarian Great Saint said, I don't demand to pay nothing, but 10 billion Chaos Stones are too much. At least Galaxy Great Saint could reduce it to 5 billion, and am willing to offer another billion as your reward. You want me to negotiate with Galaxy Great Saint? Stone Light Saint looked at Wild Barbarian Great Saint. What if I get suppressed by Galaxy Great Saint too? You get suppressed too? Wild Barbarian Great Saint was slightly stunned. With your strength, Stone Light Brother, it shouldn't be possible, right? Wild Barbarian, think again? Stone Light Saint smiled. Galaxy Great Saint managed to suppress 8 Great Saints, including you, almost holding double source as well. I can't match up to that. Stone Light Saint looked self-mockingly at Wild Barbarian Great Saint. Wild Barbarian, I can't help you with this. Stone Light Brother. Wild Barbarian Great Saint became anxious. I can increase it to 2 billion Chaos Stones, no 3 billion. I said, I can't help. Stone Light Saint waved his hand, and this avatar of Wild Barbarian Great Saint was instantly moved outside the secret realm. Rumble. The entrance to the secret realm was rapidly closing. Stone Light Saint. Wild Barbarian Great Saint frowned, having no other option. He could only seek help from the next Chaos Great Saint. Black Light, you want me to help you? In a special, mysterious location, surrounded by a misty haze, a man with a blurry face sat upon a throne, looking down at the incarnation of Black Light Great Saint below. Yes, back in the day when we ventured together, I once saved you, and you said you owed me a favor. Black Light Great Saint looked at the man sitting on the throne. This Chaos Great Saint's power was already infinitely close to a Supreme Great Saint. If not for his unsuitable Chaos Power evolution path, he would already be a Supreme Great Saint. Yes, I owe you a favor. The man sitting on the throne nodded. But not for this matter. Not possible? Black Light Great Saint looked at him. Why don't you ask a Supreme Great Saint to step in? The man seated on the throne spoke. Ask a Supreme Great Saint? Black Light Great Saint shook his head. That would cost more than just paying 10 billion Chaos Stones directly. The cost of asking a Supreme Great Saint to intervene would surely exceed 10 billion Chaos Stones. Black Light Great Saint wasn't foolish and naturally wouldn't engage in such a losing trade. Change the request. The man on the throne looked down at Black Light Great Saint. Choose another matter. What else can I exchange for now? Black Light Great Saint frowned. My avatar is in the hands of Galaxy Great Saint. It's still possible to exchange. The man sitting on the throne spoke. For instance, letting me lend you a few billion Chaos Stones. After speaking, the man added, but it's just a loan, you'll have to repay it. Black Light Great Saint fell into silence. Shenhuang Universe. Lin Yuan examined the Dark Sky Heart in his hand. The Dark Sky Heart is a treasure of the Supreme Great Saint level. Once thoroughly refined, it can form the Dark Sky Domain. The power of the Dark Sky Domain far surpasses the Black Light Domain of Black Light Great Saint. Even a common Chaos Great Saint who obtains the Dark Sky Heart can instantly become a peak Great Saint. If a Supreme Great Saint refines the Dark Sky Heart, they can form a Dark Sky World, whose power won't be much weaker than Lin Yuan's external universe. One must know Lin Yuan's external universe originates from his internal universe, and the internal universe, after absorbing and merging the source of the fierce sun, has been refined into the second layer of infinite void, already comparable to the internal universe of a Supreme Great Saint. The Dark Sky World condensed by the Dark Sky Heart acts as a supplement for those Supreme Great Saints who lack domain suppression methods. However, compared to Lin Yuan's internal universe, the upper limit of the Dark Sky World is fixed at its formation power, and Lin Yuan's internal universe still has a lot of room for improvement. Now, in this Shenhuang universe, there are only some Chaos Venerables left. Lin Yuan's thoughts moved slightly as he dispatched a large number of avatars to different regions of the universe. Since all Chaos Great Saints were dealt with, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't let go of the many treasures in the Shenhuang universe. At the very least, all the treasures recorded on that beast skin map must be obtained. Hundreds of avatars went to collect treasures scattered throughout the universe. Meanwhile, Lin Yuan's true form headed directly to the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe, towards that tomb. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1163, Shenhuang Mausoleum, Seeking Early Month's Minimum Monthly Ticket. When Lin Yuan first entered the Shenhuang universe, he did not send out incarnations to search far and wide. He was worried about exposing the locations of the treasures and wonders recorded on the beast skin map. The outer regions of the Shenhuang universe, where most treasures and wonders are found, are extremely secretive. Even for Lin Yuan, without the guidance of the beast skin map, it would be difficult to find them in a short time. The same goes for other great saints. Sending out incarnations to search at this time would simply point the way for other Chaos great saints. But now, throughout the Shenhuang universe, aside from Lin Yuan, there are only some Chaos venerables. With Lin Yuan's current strength, even if he sends out hundreds of incarnations, each can maintain strength close to a Chaos realm venerable. Dealing with those Chaos venerables is not a problem. Of course, those Chaos venerables also wouldn't dare to contend with Lin Yuan. Are you joking? Haven't you seen the fate of the Dual Origin Great Saint, Black Light Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints? Internal Universe. While heading to the Shenhuang Mausoleum, Lin Yuan also channeled a trace of his consciousness into his internal universe. I wonder if this dark sky heart will have any effect on me. Lin Yuan looked at the dark and deep crystal stone in front of him. While other Chaos Great Saints generally lack means comparable to the Dark Sky Domain. As soon as the Dark Sky Domain was condensed, it surpassed the Black Light Domain of the Black Light Great Saint. Thus, even if many Chaos Great Saints obtained the Dark Sky Heart, they wouldn't consider if it was useful to them. It is obvious that possessing such a method for suppressing and trapping enemies is what many Chaos Great Saints dream of. The Wild Barbarian Great Saint, in terms of pure combat power, is not weaker than the Black Light Great Saint, but the Black Light Great Saint looks down on him, considering him a mere brute. What is the reliance? Isn't it the Black Light Domain? Lin Yuan could suppress the Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, and other 8 Great Saints, relying on powers like the External Universe Domain. Ia the Novelier, an ET website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Without the External Universe, even if Lin Yuan's overall combat power surpasses the 8 Chaos Great Saints, it would be difficult to suppress them all. However, when it comes to domain spacetime, Lin Yuan already has the External Universe, worrying whether the Dark Sky Heart would overlap with his methods. Let's refine it and see. After pondering for a while, Lin Yuan immediately began to refine the heart. A treasure of the unparalleled Great Saint level like the Dark Sky Heart is best used on oneself. As for trading it, unless it truly has no effect on him, Lin Yuan would not choose to trade it away. Rumbling. The vast cosmic force began refining that small, dark, and deep crystal stone, causing pure dark sky origin source to surge out. This dark sky origin source is extremely magical and quickly absorbed and devoured by the internal universe. Useful. Joy appeared on Lin Yuan's face. As he slowly refined the dark sky heart, he clearly felt the foundation of his internal universe being enhanced at a certain speed. After hundreds of breaths, Lin Yuan opened his eyes. At this moment, the dark and deep crystal had completely disappeared, and simultaneously, the power of Lin Yuan's internal universe had surged, increasing by at least 20%. A 20% increase in power. Not bad. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. Ordinary Chaos Great Saints refining the Dark Sky Heart would experience a power surge of several tens of times, reaching the level of peak Great Saints. Yet Lin Yuan only increased his internal universe's power by 20%. It seems less beneficial, but it's important to note that Lin Yuan is substantially more powerful than ordinary Chaos Great Saints. Different starting points naturally lead to different enhancements. If it were now, the Dual Origin Great Saint shouldn't be able to escape my external universe. Lin Yuan thought to himself. The Dual Origin Great Saint recklessly burned the power of Dual Origin Fusion, tearing a rift to the outside world, and thus managed to escape. This left Lin Yuan rather regretful. After all, that was 10 billion Chaos Stones. And the dual-origin Great Saint certainly carried treasure weapons, making it not as simple as just 10 billion Chaos Stones. If it weren't for safety, Lin Yuan really wanted to pursue and kill them. The true form of Lin Yuan traversed the Shenhuang universe with impunity. With the guidance of the beast skin map, Lin Yuan was aware of and thus avoided some dangers in the Shenhuang universe, saving a lot of time. Quickly, Lin Yuan reached the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe. It was empty here, and the surroundings were shrouded in strands of Shenhuang qi. In the Shenhuang universe, such Shenhuang qi is everywhere, making Lin Yuan feel very comfortable. Within this omnipresent Shenhuang qi environment, the Shenhuang physique seemed to have returned to its origin. Lin Yuan carefully observed his surroundings, a look of confusion on his face. Where's the mausoleum? Comparing the beast skin map according to its instructions, this should be where the mausoleum is located, but currently, there are no traces of a mausoleum. Does it exist deep in space-time? Lin Yuan continued to observe, scanning through layers of space-time, but found nothing. This beast skin map shouldn't be wrong. Lin Yuan pondered. The authenticity of the beast skin map had been verified multiple times. Whether it was the Life Divine Stone on the Life Origin Star or other various treasures and wonders and the Dark Sky Heart, etc., all matched the indications on the beast skin map. Moreover, Lin Yuan's many incarnations were currently following the map's guidance to gather numerous treasures and wonders in various regions. This essentially confirmed the beast skin map. Could it be that there are other conditions to enter the Shenhuang mausoleum? Lin Yuan's heart stirred slightly. Since it's called a mausoleum, it's certainly a place Shenhuang valued, and it's highly possible it's not open to other great saints. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1164, Shenhuang Mausoleum, seeking early month's minimum monthly ticket. _2 Why does Lin Yuan know about this mausoleum? It's because of the beast skin map he obtained. Even other Chaos Great Saints, though knowing this universe was created by Emperor Shen, wouldn't be aware of the mausoleum's existence. The beast skin map was placed inside a golden box, remaining unopened through countless cosmic eras. Lin Yuan could open the box and obtain the map only by relying on the Shenhuang seal deep in his soul. Shenhuang seal. Lin Yuan appeared contemplative. He began releasing the aura of the Shenhuang seal from his soul. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As the aura of the Shenhuang seal spread, like ripples on a water surface, the space-time in front of Lin Yuan rippled and a majestic palace emerged. This majestic palace, when it first appeared, seemed like a flower in a mirror, a moon in the water, utterly unreal. But as time faded, the illusion peeled away, revealing startling reality. Such a mastery of space-time, Lin Yuan felt shocked. He had once seen the image of Emperor Shen creating 33,333 Shenhuang secret realms with a thought. That was the pinnacle of ninth realm space-time mastery. Yet the way this majestic palace appeared now seemed to surpass the creation of Shenhuang secret realms from before. Could Emperor Shen have made further advancements in space-time mastery at the end? Lin Yuan speculated. Undoubtedly, the time when Emperor Shen left this mausoleum must be after establishing the Shenhuang secret realms. During that period, it was perfectly natural for Emperor Shen to have made progress in space-time mastery comprehension. Let's go in. Lin Yuan looked at the majestic palace that had appeared, paused and took a deep breath, then stepped inside. The interior of the palace was equally vast and empty, the tall walls engraved with numerous murals, depicting a young emperor leaving his innate universe, eventually establishing a kingdom within the Chaos Void, with countless void domain experts paying homage during its peak. Emperor Shen emerged from an innate universe born from the Chaos Void? Lin Yuan contemplated. Until this point, most Chaos Venerables he had encountered were born within the Chaos Void, either as powerful miraculous beings or as a tribe's force within the Void. As for experts emerging from innate universes and reaching the level of Chaos Venerables, they were few, let alone absolute great saints like Emperor Shen. Lin Yuan continued to look at the subsequent murals. The murals depicted Emperor Xian becoming overwhelmingly powerful, sweeping across void domains, with ancient great saints surrendering to him in admiration. Invincible great saint, Emperor Xian undoubtedly possesses the strength of an invincible great saint. Lin Yuan's face grew solemn. Though the mural images were simple, it was clear that the absolute great saints were no match for Emperor Xian. Lin Yuan looked at the final murals, which recorded Emperor Xian entering a dangerous place unexpectedly, and upon returning, immediately creating the Shenhuang universe, followed by seclusion, aiming for 13th stage. Strange? Lin Yuan frowned. The Eye of Myriad Laws had mentioned that Emperor Xian was incredibly close to becoming an invincible great saint. Now it seemed that this closeness wasn't in terms of power but of time. As long as Emperor Xian continued living, his fame would spread, garnering recognition from all absolute great saints, and subsequently becoming the invincible great saint of that era. Yet the Shenhuang great saint did not do so. Instead, he chose to advance to the 13th stage immediately. Because of the dangerous place he entered last? Lin Yuan considered the final murals. It was after emerging from that dangerous place that Emperor Xian underwent this change. The Moyu Tower Master mentioned that Emperor Xian once entered a dimensional rift? Could that dangerous place be the dimensional rift? Lin Yuan speculated internally. While Lin Yuan was pondering, a voice suddenly echoed beside his ear. Are you curious about what His Majesty experienced then? Why he chose to aim for the 13th stage after returning from that dangerous place? The figure was extremely old yet carried a certain naivety, generating an inherently contradictory feeling. Lin Yuan was startled, turning to look beside him. At some point, a man in a shen-yellow robe stood silently next to Lin Yuan, watching the murals with him. Who are you? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn, yet he wasn't overly surprised. If this mausoleum was indeed left by Emperor Xian, then it would certainly come with numerous setups. The Moyu Tower Master could activate a sealed consciousness even after advancing to the 13th stage. Emperor Xian, whose power was no less than the Moyu Tower Master, surely could do the same. You probably guessed it. I am the tomb spirit of this mausoleum, created by His Majesty before aiming for the 13th stage. The man smiled at Lin Yuan. Normally, this mausoleum doesn't emerge. Even if the outside Shenhuang universe is destroyed, it wouldn't affect the mausoleum. Unless something unexpected happens, this mausoleum will continue existing until... The man's tone grew softer, as if he recalled something, choosing not to continue. But before aiming for the 13th stage, His Majesty left 9 treasure boxes. The man watched Lin Yuan. Treasure boxes? Lin Yuan immediately realized that the so-called treasure boxes referred to the golden box he had obtained. Inside the boxes are maps of the mausoleum and the Shenhuang universe. Using the map, one can locate the area of the mausoleum, then actively release the map and Shenhuang seal's aura, thereby revealing the mausoleum. The man paused for a moment and continued, but 2 prerequisites are needed to open the treasure box. First, one must be His Majesty's disciple. You inherited a Shenhuang secret realm, which fits the identity. The man smiled. Lin Yuan nodded. Then he looked a bit confused. What about the second condition? The second condition is His Majesty aiming for 13th stage, 3 million cosmic eras later. The man looked at Lin Yuan. The disciple's identity and 3 million cosmic eras later, the right identity at the right time, both needed. If the time hasn't arrived, then even a disciple of His Majesty couldn't open the box, nor could obtain the map inside. Vice versa. 3 million cosmic eras. Lin Yuan's mind was filled with thoughts. Previously, he had no specific concept of the era in which Emperor Xian lived, only knew it was unimaginably ancient millions of cosmic eras before. But now, it became clear how far back in time it was. At least in an era 3 million cosmic eras ago. 3 million cosmic eras with such a long time past, if His Majesty still hasn't advanced to 13th stage, then it's probably impossible to break free from the time loop. At this point, if there's still a disciple of His Majesty outside and if this disciple entered the Shenhuang universe. The man watched Lin Yuan. Then the mausoleum can be summoned, inheriting all that His Majesty left. Lin Yuan stood silently listening. He seemed to understand. Even someone as strong as Emperor Xian had no confidence in reaching 13th stage. So he purposely set up this mausoleum as a last resort. Then why did His Majesty hastily aim for 13th stage? Lin Yuan voiced his confusion. With Emperor Xian's power, he could certainly wait a while longer, at least claiming the title of Invincible Great Saint before aiming for 13th stage. Because in that dangerous place, His Majesty acquired a certain ultimate treasure, which requires the power of a time loop to suppress. The man shook his head, saying, "So His Majesty aimed for 13th stage ahead of time. Actually, it hardly mattered to His Majesty. He already reached the limits of the Chaos Realm, waiting another 100 cosmic eras? 1,000 cosmic eras? Pointless. As for the title Invincible Great Saint, His Majesty cared little for it." Upon hearing this, Lin Yuan was secretly astonished. An ultimate treasure needing the power of a time loop for suppression? Enough! Your conditions are met. You can inherit all that His Majesty left. The man extended his right hand, flipping it lightly. In an instant, the surrounding space-time began to shake. Lin Yuan felt the world change, brought into a magnificent hall. Where is this? Sir, the Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan looked around, his pupils slightly narrowing. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1165 Arrival of the Peerless Great Saint. Request for monthly tickets at the beginning of the month. So many treasures. Lin Yuan glanced in all directions. In the grand hall, countless treasures floated in the air. These treasures, be they rare wonders or weapons, etc. Each treasure was surrounded by the power of space-time, suppressing any strange phenomena from the treasures themselves that would have otherwise pierced the sky. Even an invincible great saint couldn't possibly own so many treasures. Lin Yuan mused inwardly. Each treasure in the hall was at the level of the dark sky heart, each belonging to an invincible great saint tier. Various rare wonders, materials, and even many coveted great elixirs desired by invincible great saints were neatly arranged in the corners of the hall. Naturally, the tomb spirit said with pride, "How can His Majesty compare to those invincible great saints? With His Majesty's power, the many dangerous ruins of the Chaos Void have long been explored completely, thus yielding plentiful rewards." "I see." Lin Yuan nodded. The Chaos Void contains many ruins, the most famous among them being the 9 great ruins like the Taiyuan ruins. These 9 ruins are all associated with 13-tier time beings. When Lin Yuan was still in his home universe, the white paper that could reduce dimensions erupted from the depths of the Taiyuan ruins. These ruins are filled with many dangers, yet also nurture countless opportunities. If one's strength is adequate, exploring these ruins will undoubtedly be profitable. Among these treasures are 33 invincible great saint tier weapons, 62 rare wonders of the same tier. The tomb spirit continued. Were it not for His Majesty distributing many treasures among his followers before his struggle to achieve the 13th tier, there would be many more now. Although His Majesty Shenhuang was hasty in deciding to strive for the 13th tier, he made many preparations. To establish the Shenhuang kingdom, His Majesty Shenhuang fiercely clashed with many invincible great saints. While His Majesty Shenhuang was present, those invincible great saints naturally dared not make a move. But if His Majesty Shenhuang were to attempt reaching the 13th tier and remained in the shackles of time cycles for a long period, then those invincible great saints who had once harbored enmity against His Majesty Shenhuang would certainly act to settle scores with the profound Shenhuang lineage. Therefore, before striving for the 13th tier, His Majesty Shenhuang dispersed many disciples and followers of the profound Shenhuang lineage. That is, Lin Yuan's gaze scanned over each treasure in the grand hall but quickly fell upon the highest platform. On it, there lay 3 weapons: a fist-sized seal, a golden suit of armor, and a golden sword. These 3 weapons gave Lin Yuan a feeling different from the others. Indistinctly, there was a sense of familiarity. Those are the Shenhuang seal, the armor of Shenhuang, and the Shenhuang sword, the life weapons crafted by His Majesty, and the strongest among the various weapons. The tomb spirit spoke. These 3 weapons are naturally yours as well. Lin Yuan gazed at the Shenhuang seal, armor of Shenhuang, and the Shenhuang sword, already informed by the spirit of the Shenhuang secret realm about His Majesty Xuanhuang's primary battle weapons. Indeed, they were these 3. The Shenhuang seal is a suppression-type weapon. In the hands of His Majesty Shenhuang, one seal can shroud the heavens, and even invincible great saints dare not directly block it. And the armor of Shenhuang further combines physical defense, soul defense, and mental will defense, truly an exceptional all-around defensive weapon. As for the Shenhuang sword, it is an ultimate attacking weapon. In the hands of His Majesty Shenhuang, the Shenhuang sword has extinguished not just one invincible great saint's flesh and soul. Of course, extinguishing an invincible great saint's flesh and soul doesn't imply completely killing them, but it definitely inflicts severe injury. These treasures are all mine. What if His Majesty later breaks free from the time cycles? Lin Yuan hesitated slightly. Other treasures aside, but the Shenhuang seal, armor of Shenhuang, Shenhuang sword are His Majesty Xuanhuang's life weapons, similar to Lin Yuan's origin clock. What are life weapons? They are as bound as kin, equivalent to a familial relationship. Over 30 million cosmic eras have passed since His Majesty broke free from the time cycles. The tomb spirit shook its head gently. The earlier the break from time cycles occurs, the greater the hope. Surpassing 100 cosmic eras sees hope considerably reduced. Exceeding 1,000 cosmic eras, there's virtually no hope. And to surpass over 30 million cosmic eras? Moreover, if His Majesty really breaks free from the time cycles, becoming a time being, would He even care about these things? The tomb spirit said. True. Lin Yuan nodded. Indeed so. Even if His Majesty Shenhuang escapes the time cycles in the future, with the status of a 13-tier time being, he likely wouldn't regard these treasures. Then I won't hold back. Lin Yuan promptly gathered up the numerous treasures within the grand hall. The tomb spirit watched quietly without any hindrance. Ultimately, after hesitating for a while, the tomb spirit still spoke. As for the supreme treasure by which His Majesty left the suppression of time cycles, the tomb spirit reached out, and a shen yellow bead appeared before him. Is this the supreme treasure? Lin Yuan's expression grew solemn. He speculated the final supreme treasure His Majesty obtained likely relates to the 13-tier time being. Otherwise, it wouldn't require the power of time cycles to suppress. No. The tomb spirit shook its head. No. Lin Yuan was slightly puzzled. Wasn't the shen yellow bead the supreme treasure? Then why did the tomb spirit specifically bring it out? But as long as this bead is crushed, it can yield that supreme treasure. After a long silence, the tomb spirit finally spoke. This was an order given to him by His Majesty Shenhuang before his struggle for the 13th tier, as the spirit created by His Majesty Shenhuang. The tomb spirit cannot disobey any order from His Majesty Shenhuang. Crush it, and you can gain that supreme treasure? Lin Yuan was very curious, scrutinizing the shen yellow bead closely. In a vague sense, Lin Yuan perceived this bead to be suffused with the power of time, albeit incredibly weak. Indeed, the tomb spirit nodded before saying, however, I hope you refrain from crushing it for now. That treasure holds great importance. Even His Majesty relied on the 13th tier breakthrough coupled with descending time cycles to temporarily suppress it. If you crush it prematurely, danger may arise. The tomb spirit looked at Lin Yuan. Moreover, I personally, that is, me personally, do not wish for you to crush it too quickly. His Majesty Xuanhuang's original command left for him was to crush the yellow bead immediately once the successor arrived and inherited everything. But the tomb spirit instinctively did not want to do this, knowing what it signified. Understood. Lin Yuan nodded. He could discern that the tomb spirit was reluctant to have this yellow bead crushed. Although unaware of the reasons, Lin Yuan did not plan to act contrary. His journey to the Shenhuang universe had already yielded ample rewards. The numerous mystical treasures outside the tomb, and so many treasure weapons within, including His Majesty Xuanhuang's main battle weapon. All had been gained. Lin Yuan was already quite satisfied. As for that supreme treasure acquired by His Majesty Shenhuang, the fact that it compelled His Majesty Shenhuang to advance prematurely to the 13th tier implies its significance. Even if the tomb spirit asked him to crush the yellow bead now, Lin Yuan would consider it cautiously and, finally, most probably choose not to crush it. Even if he had to crush it, he would wait until he stepped into the Chaos Realm or thoroughly cultivated to the peak of the Chaos Realm. With Lin Yuan's foundation, if he cultivates to the peak of the Chaos Realm, he may not necessarily reach the invincible Great Saint level, but it would probably be close. With a little more accumulation, he would become the strongest invincible Great Saint in the history of Chaos Void. Alright, this tomb is also a weapon. You can refine it now, the tomb spirit spoke. After refining, leave the Shenhuang universe quickly. Leave the Shenhuang universe? Lin Yuan vaguely sensed that ever since this tomb manifested, the deep-seated space-time collapse of the Shenhuang universe seemed to hasten. Okay. Lin Yuan nodded. Meanwhile, outside the Shenhuang universe, the Chaos Venerables haven't left. Though they dare not enter, they want to wait outside for a while longer, to see when the mysterious Galaxy Great Saint would emerge. Suddenly, a remote space-time silently began to permeate with an enigmatic aura. This aura made the rules of the Chaos Void retreat and form a completely new set of rules, distinct from those of Chaos Void. What's happening? I can't sense the external rule fluctuations? Why does it feel like new unexplored fluctuations are emerging? Has a peerless Great Saint arrived by a thought turning into void? The many Chaos Venerables' expressions changed drastically. The standing of a peerless Great Saint can form a world of its own rule domain, in which the peerless Great Saint creates rules favorable to oneself. For example, the peerless Great Saint rule within a domain world disallows void traversing. So void traversing becomes impossible. Of course, the rules set by the peerless Great Saint must also be followed by themselves. Enemies cannot traverse the void, and neither can the peerless Great Saint. Despite such limitations, these means of reversing rules put the strength of peerless Great Saints beyond that of Chaos Great Saints. Xia the Novel Fire. Net * website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Is it them too? In distant twisted spacetime, the Eye of Myriad Laws and other special entities sensed something and gazed toward distant spacetime. Weren't these two always in a deep slumber? Yes, I recall they had a grudge with His Majesty Shenhuang. After over 30 million cosmic eras, still planning for revenge? The halved long blade spoke, somewhat surprised. Most peerless Great Saints and even the Chaos Great Saints eventually choose to advance to the 13th tier. But still a minority of peerless Great Saints choose not to, opting instead to sleep through cosmic eras. Choosing revenge over advancing to the 13th tier? The Eye of Myriad Laws also looked from afar. Ancient Ming Chaos Continent. Star Tier Fragment World. Lin Yuan Taiyin Primordial Spirit sat cross-legged. At this moment, Lin Yuan suddenly opened his eyes. Is the Pavilion Master of 10,000 Paths Pavilion seeking me? Lin Yuan's mind stirred subtly as the Pavilion Master of 10,000 Paths Pavilion, seeking audience outside, appeared before him. Galaxy. The Pavilion Master of 10,000 Paths Pavilion opened an eye suddenly in the middle of the brow, its pupil a pale gold, exuding an air of supremacy. Eye of Myriad Laws. Lin Yuan's expression turned slightly stern, immediately realizing the Pavilion Master standing before him was possessed by the Eye of Myriad Laws. Who now appeared had to be the Eye of Myriad Laws itself. What business do you have with me? Lin Yuan asked solemnly. The personal visit of the Eye of Myriad Laws surely signified major happenings. You should still be inside the Shenhuang universe, correct? Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. Leave quickly. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan. Two peerless Great Saints are proceeding there. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1166 Hun Shao and Yulin. Please subscribe. Two Absolute Saints? Upon hearing the words, Lin Yuan frowned slightly. The emergence of the Shenhuang universe attracting a large number of Chaos Venerables and several Chaos Great Saints is entirely normal. But Absolute Saints? Sarch * the Nephier. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Firstly, compared to the Chaos Great Saints, the number of Absolute Saints is much fewer. The probability of an Absolute Saint appearing near a newly emerged postnatal universe in the dispersed Chaos Void is almost negligible. Great Saints like Blacklight and Dual Origin, among others, managed to come over through various means because they happen to be within 10,000 void domains around the emerging Shenhuang universe. Hence, they could afford the price for the Eye of Myriad Laws and the Ancient Altar Spirit to teleport them. If it were farther, the cost would increase significantly. Within the range of 10,000 void domains, there would likely be about 8 or 9 Chaos Great Saints. As for Absolute Saints, even in 10 million or a billion void domains, it's almost impossible for an Absolute Saint to appear. Most Absolute Saints hide in mysterious special places within the Chaos Void, seldom contacting the outside world easily. For an Absolute Saint, they can create their own postnatal universe unless it is explicitly known that this postnatal universe comes from His Majesty Shenhuang, who is an Absolute Saint. Otherwise, they are unlikely to come personally. According to the Eye of Myriad Laws, are there currently 2 Absolute Saints approaching the Shenhuang universe? Absolute Saints? And 2 at a time? Don't doubt. These 2 Absolute Saints have a grudge against that kid Shenhuang. The Eye of Myriad Laws shook slightly. Back when Shenhuang was attempting the 13th tier after 10,000 cosmic eras, when it was clear that the chances of advancing to the 13th tier were slim, it was these 2 Absolute Saints who pushed the decline of the profound Shenhuang line. So that's how it is. Lin Yuan understood suddenly. Although he didn't know the specific deeds of His Majesty Shenhuang in the Chaos Void, it was obviously extremely domineering. To call oneself His Majesty, how could one not be domineering? Being domineering naturally leads to many enemies, who dare not emerge when you are alive. But when you attempt the 13th tier and lack hope of escaping the cycle of time, they secretly stir up trouble to take revenge. After the Moyu Tower Master attempted the 13th tier, the rapid decline of the Magic Jade Tower was probably for this reason. Of course, every great saint will arrange everything for their subordinates before attempting the 13th tier. Rather than saying that the profound Shenhuang line and the Magic Jade Tower were forced to decline, it's more like they chose to fade away with time. What do these 2 Absolute Saints want to do when they come? Completely eradicate the Shenhuang universe? Lin Yuan asked. Pretty much. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded. I didn't expect, after more than 30 million cosmic eras, that Hunshao and Jade Qilin still hold a grudge. Great Saint Hunshao, Jade Qilin, Great Saint. These names of the 2 Absolute Saints have almost faded in the history of time. Only a special existence like the Eye of Myriad Laws, which has witnessed nearly the entire past and present of the Chaos Void, knows the details about them. What should I do? Lin Yuan immediately asked. Although Lin Yuan could suppress formidable great saints like Dual Origin and Blacklight, it doesn't mean he's equivalent to an Absolute Saint. Lin Yuan achieved this through his nearly flawless abilities, domain suppression, and various offensive means, completely restraining most Chaos Great Saints. However, if facing Absolute Saints, Lin Yuan has no confidence. In such a situation, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't choose to confront head-on. Where in the Shenhuang universe are you currently? As long as you can come out within 10 breaths, I can send you away before Hunshao and Jade Qilin arrive. The Eye of Myriad Laws said. The entire Shenhuang universe is filled with the rules set by His Majesty Shenhuang. The Eye of Myriad Laws, such a special existence, wouldn't enter such a place easily, at most observing from outside. 10 breaths. Lin Yuan frowned. In the deepest part of the universe. I can't come out in 10 breaths. Not to mention 10 breaths, even 100 or 1,000 breaths wouldn't suffice for Lin Yuan. It took him several months to reach the depths of the Shenhuang universe. Can't come out. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan. Still in the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe? The Eye of Myriad Laws also felt troubled. How are your gains in the Shenhuang universe? The Eye of Myriad Laws knew about Lin Yuan receiving His Majesty Xuanhuang's inheritance, guessing he should have great gains inside. Not bad. Lin Yuan nodded. Not just not bad. Lin Yuan had collected almost all the treasures, rare items, and weapons within the Shenhuang universe, even obtaining His Majesty Xuanhuang's personal weapon. If it's just not bad, then I'd suggest you hand over everything you've gained in the Shenhuang universe and I'll mediate. Jade Qilin and Hun Shao might show some leniency and let you go once. The Eye of Myriad Laws suggested, even if Lin Yuan obtained the inheritance from His Majesty Shenhuang, he's ultimately not a member of the profound Shenhuang line from that era. Even though Jade Qilin and Hun Shao have immense hatred towards the profound Shenhuang line, taking a step back and voluntarily handing over all the gains would prevent them from taking extreme actions. Even absolute saints would have some qualms considering the Eye of Myriad Laws' relationship with life at the 13th tier, even if it can't directly meddle with the causes and effects in the Chaos Void. Hand over all the gains? Lin Yuan frowned tightly. This time, the gains within the Shenhuang universe were enormous for him. Was he to give them up just like that? Lin Yuan was naturally unwilling. If you're really unwilling to hand over the gains, the Eye of Myriad Laws noticed Lin Yuan's thoughts, immediately saying, then let me mediate directly, but if you show no gesture, Jade Qilin and Hun Shao might not heed my words. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1167 Hun Shao and Yulin, please subscribe _2 for an absolute saint. A special entity like the Eye of Myriad Laws is at most something to be wary of, but fear? Far from it. After all, the Eye of Myriad Laws cannot intervene directly, while an absolute saint has essentially reached the pinnacle of the Chaos Void. The absolute saint dares not provoke the Eye of Myriad Laws, fearing to attract the attention of the life behind it. But the Eye of Myriad Laws cannot force any absolute saint to do anything. Then please. Lin Yuan looked at the Eye of Myriad Laws and said with a slightly solemn tone, I can only try. There's no guarantee that Jade Qilin or Hun Shao will listen to me. The Eye of Myriad Laws said directly. Over the long years, he has formed good relations with many absolute saints, but to have them oppose two absolute saints, especially those from more than 30 million cosmic eras ago, is difficult. And it's already too late. Great Saint Jade Qilin and Great Saint Hun Shao dared not cause trouble while Shenhuang was alive. But that does not mean these two absolute saints are weak. On the contrary, Great Saint Jade Qilin and Great Saint Hun Shao are considered powerful among absolute saints. The ability to endure under the cosmic suppression of an almost invincible great saint like Shenhuang for so many cosmic eras is not something an ordinary absolute saint can accomplish. Outside the Shenhuang universe, two figures appeared silently. These two figures stood calmly, and the rules of space-time and the Great Tao all retreated, permeated by an entirely new rule of the Great Tao covering from themselves. Each chaos venerable shivered in fear, trembling under the invisible aura. Shenhuang universe? This is the universe created by Shenhuang. It's been so long since I felt this kind of aura. The figure on the left, wearing jade armor and with an ancient gaze, looked at the distant entrance of the Shenhuang universe, his voice traveling through time and space. At that moment, all beings who heard the voice had their minds and wills affected, twisted, as though they would completely submit to the voice's owner. Erase this Shenhuang universe, and there won't be much trace left of Shenhuang in this chaos void. The fear in our hearts will dissipate significantly, and then we can attempt to break through to the 13th stage. The other figure spoke up. The first to speak among these two figures was Great Saint Jade Qilin, and next was Great Saint Hun Shao. Breaking through to the 13th stage will face time loops. Not only will it be tests we've never encountered before, but they will also target our psychological weaknesses. Great Saint Jade Qilin said in a low voice, for these two absolute saints, Shenhuang has already become something akin to a heart demon. For over 30 million cosmic eras, the reason the two absolute saints kept pushing for the downfall of the profound Shenhuang lineage included a hatred for Shenhuang. They also want to erase traces of Xuanhuang's existence, thereby weakening their own psychological obsession and heart demon. Only in this way can they increase their chances of surviving the time loop. Let's go and see what Shenhuang left behind. Great Saint Hun Shao glanced at Great Saint Jade Qilin and first stepped into the Shenhuang universe. Great Saint Jade Qilin followed closely behind. Rumble, as soon as the two absolute saints entered the Shenhuang universe. They were immediately suppressed by the rules of the Shenhuang universe, but in an instant, the suppression originating from the universe's origin source was diluted and neutralized. Shenhuang, this is merely a universe you left behind. In over 40 million cosmic eras, its internal spacetime has begun to collapse, and can no longer affect us. Great Saint Hunxio's gaze was calm. If Shenhuang were still alive, no matter how bold they were, they would not dare enter this postnatal universe. But Shenhuang has already fallen into a time loop. With this postnatal universe operating and suppressing on instinct, how could it possibly deal with them? In the deepest part of the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan's figure appeared, and at the same time, avatars from across the universe quickly approached him. Senior, Lin Yuan released the tomb spirit. Can you still merge the tomb into the depths of spacetime, just like it manifested before I arrived? Such means of merging with spacetime must be personally executed by His Majesty. The tomb spirit paused slightly and shook his head. Since you have come and inherited everything from His Majesty, even the tomb is now yours. Naturally, it cannot be merged. What's wrong? Has some issue occurred? The tomb spirit also noticed that Lin Yuan's tone seemed a bit off. The two enemies of Your Majesty, Great Saint Hunxiao and Great Saint Jade Qilin, have arrived. Lin Yuan immediately said. Those two. Tomb spirit's expression subtly changed. As the spirit created by Shenhuang, it inherited some memories and was aware of these two peerless great saints. Before His Majesty last attempted to ascend to the 13th tier, he had specifically sought them out, killed 39 of their physical bodies, and only stopped once the causal linkage was confirmed to have disappeared. Unexpectedly, they managed to endure it, Tomb Spirit said. Does this universe have any other exits? Lin Yuan immediately asked. I am just the Tomb Spirit, not the spirit of the universe. Tomb Spirit replied helplessly. Boom. Suddenly, Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. He could feel two presences different from the Shenhuang universe rapidly occupying the surrounding time and space, and in an instant covering more than half. Whether it was Lin Yuan or other great saints, upon entering the Shenhuang universe, they usually integrated their presence into the universe. However, these two presences were making themselves transcend the universe, even beginning to replace the laws and operations of the Shenhuang universe. Swish! Lin Yuan immediately stowed away the tomb spirit and simultaneously began communicating with the Eye of Myriad Laws. In no time, Great Saint Jade Qilin and Great Saint Hunxiao descended into the deepest part of the universe. Did not expect its Shenhuang remnants. Great Saint Jade Qilin glanced at Lin Yuan and instantly recognized the aura indicating Lin Yuan practiced the evolutionary path of Shenhuang. From the time they entered the Shenhuang universe until now, the two peerless great saints had only spent 10 breaths, unaffected in the slightest by the time-space suppression within the Shenhuang universe. Two great saints. Lin Yuan spoke with the exterior universe operating, resisting the oppression of the two peerless great saints. Interesting. Great Saint Hunxiao gazed down at Lin Yuan, a smile appearing on his face. Throughout so many cosmic eras, we have eradicated many Shenhuang remnants. You are the most powerful of them. Buzz. At this moment, virtual air breath drew into shape, forming a giant eye. Hunxiao Jade Qilin, the Eye of Myriad Laws, looked at the two peerless great saints. He was reluctant to enter the Shenhuang universe, but it wasn't impossible for him to do so. CTH Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Eye of Myriad Laws? What are you doing coming in? Great Saint Hunxiao appeared surprised. Perhaps other entities were unaware of their feud with Xuanhuang's lineage, but the Eye of Myriad Laws certainly understood, so why bother joining at this moment? The galaxy has causation with our 10,000 Paths Pavilion. May I let him out? The Eye of Myriad Laws spoke. Rest assured. I can make him vow never to participate in anything related to Xuanhuang's lineage in the future. Let him out. Great Saint Hunxiao looked at the Eye of No Laws, speaking blandly. Eye of Myriad Laws, you really want to meddle in everything. Other matters can be discussed, but not this one. Great Saint Jade Qilin directly said. Although Lin Yuan wasn't a peerless great saint, his strength was certainly at the pinnacle among Chaos great saints. Letting Lin Yuan go? It would absolutely be an unignorable hazard. We will not only refrain from letting him go, but we will also hunt all of his true bodies and avatars. Great Saint Hunshao spoke. It was precisely because Shenhuang did not completely annihilate them that led to the insane revenge on Xuanhuang's lineage by the two peerless great saints later. Now, Great Saint Hunshao naturally wouldn't make the same mistake. Hunt all my true bodies and avatars? Lin Yuan's expression subtly changed. Originally, he intended to simply hand over his gains if there was truly no choice. After all, given Lin Yuan's growth speed, Great Saint Hunshao and Great Saint Jade Qilin would at most just be temporary custodians. Once Lin Yuan breakthroughs to the Chaos realm and possesses strength akin to an invincible Great Saint, he could easily retrieve it. But to hunt down all his true bodies and avatars? Do you really have to take things this far? The Eye of Myriad Laws hadn't anticipated the two peerless great saints to be this ruthless. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1168. Crush it. Seeking subscription. The Eye of Myriad Laws, your creator, is a great time being. The Jade Qilin Great Saint looked at the Eye of Myriad Laws. Precisely for this reason, you cannot intervene in the entanglements and causality within the chaos void, nor can you directly stop us. You can call in favors to have other supreme saints stop us. But for how long? The Jade Qilin Great Saint said with a smile. Throughout the long years, the 10,000 Paths Pavilion has helped many cultivators with great potential, a few of whom eventually became supreme saints. But to expect these supreme saints to oppose us because of past assistance? The Jade Qilin Great Saint didn't believe any supreme saint would do so. Moreover, the galaxy is now before us, and this physical body is doomed to annihilation. The Eye of Myriad Laws can at most prevent us from hunting down the true bodies of the galaxy. But only a supreme saint can stop me, and essentially no supreme saint would do so. The Eye of Myriad Laws remained silent. Indeed it was so. It is a special existence related to the 13th stage, holding a transcendent position in the chaos void, with no supreme saint daring to provoke it willingly. Even the Shen Emperor and the Moyu Tower Master, such invincible great saints, would not dare to provoke it actively. But ultimately, it is not a true time being and cannot bring much intimidation to supreme saints. Supreme saints hold it in respect at most, not in fear. Leave. The great Saint Hunshao spoke, also having no intention of thoroughly offending the Eye of Myriad Laws. But Lin Yuan, this remnant of the profound Shenhuang, would certainly not be let go. With Lin Yuan's current strength, even if he cannot become a supreme saint in the future, he can easily pose a threat to their tribe when the two of them ascend to the 13th stage. The two supreme saints have lived through numerous cosmic eras, with relatives and friends mostly deceased, but their tribe remains. Jade Qilin, Hunshao, I will remember you. The Eye of Myriad Laws directly dissipated on the spot. At the same time, the star-tier fragment world. The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan. Galaxy. Am helpless. The Eye of Myriad Laws sighed, although before coming forward, it had predicted there was a high possibility that the two supreme saints would not heed its words. But truly facing this scene, the Eye of Myriad Laws still felt somewhat helpless. However, with me here, those two can only erase your physical body in the Shenhuang universe. As for all your true bodies and avatars, that's impossible. The Eye of Myriad Laws said with a cold laugh. I know a few special mysterious places that can isolate causality and spacetime. Besides me, no other beings, even invincible great saints, can enter. The Eye of Myriad Laws said, Now prepare to bring along your tribe and friends, and I will transport you there. While the Eye of Myriad Laws cannot directly intervene in the chaos and causality within the chaos void, it can indirectly influence it. Like now, as the two supreme saints want to hunt down all Lin Yuan's true bodies and avatars. The Eye of Myriad Laws simply sends Lin Yuan to a place the two supreme saints cannot enter. such that the two supreme saints are naturally helpless. Thank you, Lin Yuan said with a slight tone of gratitude. In fact, even without the Eye of Myriad Laws, Lin Yuan had means to protect his primordial spirit avatars. The safest way is to place all the human civilization tribes into a micro-world and then descend into other dimensional worlds via the Door of Myriad Worlds. As long as the human civilization within the micro-world doesn't come out, they won't notice the world's changes. When Lin Yuan grows powerful enough to sweep through those two supreme saints, he can naturally bring the human civilization back. However, this method involves different dimensions and perhaps risks exposing the Door of Myriad Worlds. Unless absolutely necessary, Lin Yuan still prefers not to do so. So far, Lin Yuan has never let a second person contact the Door of Myriad Worlds. No need to thank me. I'm also doing it for myself, the Door of Myriad Worlds said. If you die at the hands of Jade Qilin and the others, wouldn't my previous efforts to spread the path of martial path evolution to you be in vain? The Door of Myriad Worlds helped Lin Yuan with its own plans as well. One reason it held Lin Yuan in high regard, believing that as long as he continued growing smoothly, he would at least become an invincible great saint. The second is that the Door of Myriad Worlds had already made many investments in Lin Yuan, and naturally could not watch those two supreme saints make a move against him idly. Shenhuang Universe. The Jade Qilin Great Saint and the Great Saint Hunshao looked down at Lin Yuan. I'm curious about what you've gained in this Shenhuang Universe. Did the Shen Emperor leave anything concerning us? The Jade Qilin Great Saint said. Now the entire Shenhuang universe is under the control of the two supreme saints, so there is no rush. No? Lin Yuan observed the two supreme saints while speaking. Inside the Shenhuang Mausoleum, there are many murals depicting the great events of the Shen Emperor from obscurity to overlooking the entire chaos void. But throughout, Lin Yuan never saw any record concerning the Jade Qilin Great Saint or the Great Saint Hunshao. If it weren't for learning from the Tomb Spirit that the Shen Emperor wiped out 39 bodies of the two Supreme Saints before attempting to ascend to the 13th stage, Lin Yuan wouldn't even know the deeds of these two Supreme Saints. No, the Shen Emperor didn't leave any information on us. The Jade Qilin Great Saint's face turned ugly, and so did the Great Saint Hunshao beside him. The implication being that the Shen Emperor never regarded them highly. Upon realizing this, the aura of the two supreme saints began to ripple softly. It's now. Lin Yuan stepped forward. The space-time around started to warp, specifically the profound Zuanhuang's three great Tao-protecting secret skills, space-time 9 steps. Facing the two supreme saints, Lin Yuan had no intention of opposing them, but focused on escape instead. Space-time 9 steps? The Jade Qilin Great Saint shook his head slightly. We've hunted enough of the disciples of the profound Shenhuang tribe and long developed means to suppress such escape secret skills. Just as the words fell, Lin Yuan noticed the surrounding space-time beginning to change, and his grasp over time and space rapidly waned. Failed on the first step? Lin Yuan thought to himself, likewise looking up at the two supreme saints. If that's the case, then we'll fight to the death. Lin Yuan's eyes slightly burned with fighting spirit, and the universe around him began to whirl crazily. The Jade Qilin Great Saint showed a somewhat astonished expression. Though not a supreme saint on account of the personal domain, he can compel the great Taoist rules to retreat. Impressive. I increasingly want to kill you. The Great Saint Hunxiao's tone gradually turned icy. The more formidable Lin Yuan seemed, the stronger their desire to kill him grew. Rumbling sounds. In the next moment, the Great Saint Hunshao decisively acted, slapping at the universe around Lin Yuan. Outside the Shenhuang universe, in the twisted space-time, the Eye of Myriad Laws and several other special existences still had not left. Myriad Laws, what did you go in there for just now? The broken long blade glanced at the Eye of Myriad Laws. The Eye of Myriad Laws had split a trace of power into the Shenhuang universe, and they naturally noticed it. Nothing in particular, just wanted to take someone away. The Eye of Myriad Laws said. Take someone away? The broken long blade said. Rejected by Hunshao and the others? Yes. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded. Humph. Ants doomed to be trapped in a time loop, they can only show off their might now. The broken long blade shook its head. As an existence similar to the Eye of Myriad Laws, it naturally stood in opposition to the invincible great saint. Ha! Just then, the nearby ancient altar spirit was slightly surprised. Is there a fight inside? At this moment, within the Xianhuang universe, vast space-time fluctuations faintly spread, like two prehistoric behemoths trembling in deep waters, causing the water surface to become unsteady. Deep within the Xianhuang universe. S.E.A. the novel F. Ire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan exerted all his might to activate the cosmos outside his body, contending with great Saint Hunshao. Combining the devouring of the fierce sun's origin, along with mastering the second level of infinite void, and the enhancement of refining the dark sky heart. Lin Yuan's internal cosmos was already stronger than that of a normal invincible great saint. But the means of an invincible great saint are by no means limited to the internal cosmos, let alone great Saint Hunshao, who is not just any invincible great saint. Not a match. Lin Yuan's heart was heavy. Although at this moment he barely contended with great Saint Hunshao, Lin Yuan knew it was only temporary. As time passed, he would inevitably be suppressed by this invincible great saint. Detonate the external cosmos? Lin Yuan thought of this method, simultaneously glancing at the other invincible great saint, Jade Qilin great saint. No great hope in his heart. With only great Saint Hunshao here, suddenly detonating the external cosmos might indeed create a chance to escape. But beside great Saint Hunshao, there was also Jade Qilin great saint. Under the pressure of two invincible great saints, even detonating the external cosmos would hardly offer a chance to escape. Even if I lose this body, it'll shatter all treasures and rare wonders in the end. Lin Yuan made up his mind. He couldn't destroy great saint-level weapons temporarily, but treasures and rare wonders? Those he could annihilate. Suddenly, at that moment, Lin Yuan's expression slightly changed. Within his internal cosmos, the Xianhuang mausoleum was suspended, and the tomb spirit appeared. Can you withstand Hunshao and Jade Qilin? The tomb spirit asked. Probably not, Lin Yuan said truthfully. If not for great Saint Hunshao being unwilling to pay any price during his suppression, he would probably already be at a disadvantage. Alas, the tomb spirit fell silent. Once Lin Yuan couldn't resist, everything in the Xianhuang universe would fall into the hands of Xuanhuang's enemies, especially the three personal weapons of His Majesty, and that one bead. That bead, you should crush it. The tomb spirit said bitterly, as if it had made a certain decision. Crush that bead. Lin Yuan furrowed his brow. Wouldn't that summon the treasure His Majesty obtained? Lin Yuan remembered the tomb spirit's words. Once that Xianhuang bead was crushed, the treasure obtained by His Majesty from the dimensional rift would be acquired, even risking an early impact on the 13th stage to preserve that treasure. No matter, just crush it directly. After saying this, the tomb spirit vanished from its place. The outside world. Lin Yuan's expression was puzzled, but since the tomb spirit said so, he wouldn't hesitate and directly took out that Xianhuang bead. The bead was round, with a Xianhuang color inside, surrounded by a faint aura of time. Swish! The Xianhuang bead appeared in Lin Yuan's hand. What is that? Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin great saint also saw this scene, and upon seeing the Xianhuang bead, they vaguely sensed something. The next moment, Lin Yuan held the Xianhuang bead, applying gentle pressure. Crack! The bead was crushed with a crisp sound. Time seemed to come to a halt. The instant the Xianhuang bead was crushed, threads of the power of time began to gather. Space-time gradually manifested scene after scene, finally forming a loop, repeating endlessly like a cycle. In the scenes was an incomparably majestic heavenly court, with grand immortal palaces and lofty jade towers. In the highest divine hall, a man sat on the throne. The man rested his head on his right hand, appearing to be in slumber. But at the instant the Xianhuang bead was crushed, this man seemed to sense something, slowly opening his closed eyes. Buzz! The man vanished soundlessly from the throne. Xianhuang Universe. Beside Lin Yuan, at some unknown time, a robust and majestic man appeared. The man was enveloped in golden light, perhaps the most emperorial of all the mighty great saints who had arisen across countless cosmic eras and myriad cosmic eras in the chaos void. He stood quietly by Lin Yuan's side, hands held behind his back, without looking at Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint, but instead cast a glance at Lin Yuan. You, Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint trembled with terror, nearly turning to flee. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1169. Xianhuang seeking subscription. Outside Xianhuang Universe. The minds of many Chaos Venerables were shaken, and it took them a while to regain their composure. Just now, did a Supreme Great Saint enter? A single thought forms the void, replacing the rules of the Chaos Void. It must be a Supreme Great Saint. Only a Supreme Great Saint can form a new void rule and path in an instant. Ah, a Supreme Great Saint! The Chaos Venerables quickly conversed and discussed. The Chaos Evolution Power Foundation of a Supreme Great Saint is hefty enough to bear numerous rules and paths of the Chaos Void, which makes forming new rules possible. Becoming a Supreme Great Saint, strength is secondary. It further signifies that the path one's taking is broad enough. Although there are myriad paths all leading to the same destination, the paths have no differences in rank. But a muddy trail compared to a heavenly path. Even if both can reach the end, the processes are vastly different. Simply said, for a Chaos Great Saint to become a Supreme Great Saint, it is unrelated to talent and aptitude. It depends on whether the path of strength one walks is hefty and wide. Why did the Eye of Myriad Laws immediately perceive that Lin Yuan could become a Supreme Great Saint upon detecting the evolution path? Lin Yuan let it spread, originating from the branch of his own evolution path. It's because the martial arts evolution road can branch out so many paths at the path-splitting realm stage, even reaching paths with potential at the chaos realm. One can imagine how broad and weighty the martial arts evolution road itself is. Such an evolution path, as long as it grows smoothly, becoming a Supreme Great Saint is inevitable. Were two Supreme Great Saints here just now? Two Supreme Great Saints? The Chaos Venerables quickly communicated. Some Venerable caught a fleeting glimpse of two vague figures arriving instantaneously from distant spacetime. Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint never intended to enter the Xianhuang universe quietly. As Supreme Great Saints, they should roam freely in the Chaos Void. How could they sneak around? Therefore, they never concealed themselves. But even so, most Chaos Venerables couldn't even lift their heads under the pressure of Supreme Great Saints. Only a few saw their vague forms. Did both Supreme Great Saints enter this postnatal universe? It seems this postnatal universe truly has a significant background. Whether it has a significant background, I'm not concerned, as it has nothing to do with me. Indeed, just that Galaxy Saint is rather unfortunate. The Chaos Venerables suddenly thought of the situation within the Xianhuang universe. Since suppressing Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, and the other 8 Chaos Great Saints, this postnatal universe was completely occupied by Galaxy Great Saint. With the combat power Galaxy Great Saint displayed, other Chaos Great Saints dared not enter. As for the Chaos Venerables originally inside, Galaxy Great Saint didn't expel them. But these Chaos Venerables knew their limits, only daring to wander around the outer regions of the Xianhuang universe. Simply put, this postnatal universe has already become Galaxy Great Saint's backyard. But now, the arrival of 2 Supreme Great Saints has completely disrupted this scenario. Galaxy Great Saint is strong, his domain world could make numerous rules and paths retreat, but after the decision of several Chaos Great Saints, Galaxy Great Saint ultimately did not reach the level of Supreme Great Saint. In this situation, with 2 Supreme Great Saints entering, the conclusion for Galaxy Great Saint within the universe is almost predictable. If lucky and those 2 Supreme Great Saints are in a good mood, he might leave alive, but the gains from this trip within the universe would surely have to be surrendered. If unlucky, just like Galaxy Great Saint treated Black Light Great Saint, Wild Barbarian Great Saint, suppressed by 2 Supreme Great Saints, exchanging with ransom. If even unluckier, if detested by the two supreme great saints, there's a chance of directly facing death. The stature of supreme great saints is too high, they don't care much about ransom. Distant void domain. Wild barbarian great saint saw many friends, none willing to step in to assist him in negotiating with galaxy great saint. At that moment, wild barbarian great saint received news. Two supreme great saints entered that postnatal universe too? Upon hearing this, wild barbarian great saint's expression was not of joy but fear. His main battle body was in the hands of galaxy great saint in the Shenhuang universe, so he was very concerned about information from that area, immediately being aware of the two supreme great saints' arrival. Things have become complicated. Wild barbarian great saint's brows knitted tightly. The exchange for his main battle body in the hands of Lin Yuan required a high price, but at least that price was determined. For instance, wild barbarian great saint only needed to gather 10 billion chaos stones to regain his main battle body. This is what galaxy great saint agreed to. Search * the novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Such a mighty existence generally would not be untrustworthy. But now with two additional supreme great saints, it's beyond wild barbarian great saints' control. With two supreme great saints entering the postnatal universe, galaxy great saint should be suppressed, meaning the main battle bodies of these chaos great saints fall into the hands of the two supreme great saints. Galaxy Great Saint was willing to exchange their main battle bodies for 10 billion Chaos Stones. Doesn't mean the two Supreme Great Saints would do the same. Galaxy Great Saint, you must escape. Wild Barbarian Great Saint gazed towards the Shenhuang universe, silently pondering. He inexplicably hoped that Galaxy Great Saint, who suppressed his main battle body, could escape from the hands of those two Supreme Great Saints. Not only Wild Barbarian Great Saint but Black Light Great Saint, Tianlu Great Saint also felt uneasy. The entrance of Supreme Great Saints made the situation increasingly complex. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1170. Shenhuang, seeking subscription, _2 originally. One only needed to hand over the corresponding number of Chaos Stones to safely exchange back the main battle body. But now, who knows what further price needs to be paid? The two unparalleled Great Saints? The dual origin Great Saint, who had already reached another void domain, was slightly taken aback, then immediately felt a sense of relief. Galactic Great Saint, it seems I have to thank you, the dual origin Great Saint thought to himself. If it weren't for the Galactic Great Saint, he would still be exploring within the Shenhuang universe at this moment. At this time, with the entry of the two unparalleled Great Saints, what could his dual origin outcome be? The dual origin Great Saint barely escaped from Lin Yuan's grasp after a desperate fight. But facing the unparalleled Great Saints, no matter how much he struggled for his life, he couldn't escape. By then, his fate would certainly be much worse than it is now. This galactic Great Saint, to persist for so long in front of Hunshao? Remarkable. I reckon Hunshao was unwilling to pay the price and wanted to suppress the galactic Great Saint without loss. Even so, it's very rare, as the galactic Great Saint doesn't even possess the power of chaos evolution. The Broken Blade, the Ancient Altar Spirit, the Eye of Myriad Laws, and several other special beings were observing the situation within the Shenhuang universe. At the level of an unparalleled Great Saint, the formation of an independent void world makes it impossible for these special beings to forcibly penetrate for observation. But based on the faint time-space fluctuations transmitted, many things could be inferred. These special beings have experienced one cosmic era after another, possessing keen vision and can deduce many conclusions from subtle hints. At this moment, the entire Shenhuang universe froze completely. This freezing involved not only space but also time. If the previous Shenhuang universe was a stream of flowing water, then at this moment the Shenhuang universe had solidified from flowing water to a solid. All power fluctuations and aura rules were completely silenced, unable to be transmitted in the slightest. What is this? The special beings like the broken blade and the ancient altar spirit suddenly had a change in expression, and a common thought surged in their hearts. Shen Huang, a majestic and towering man, stood in mid-air, without emitting any aura. But since his appearance, inexplicable changes began in the Shen Huang universe. The Grand Road rules started boiling, and the rules initially oppressed by the Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint rapidly counterpressed. Compared to the changes in the Shen Huang universe, Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint paid no attention. The gazes of the two unparalleled great saints were fixed on the majestic and towering man, as if witnessing an unbelievable scene, like the sudden appearance of someone who absolutely should not have appeared. Shen Huang, weren't you advancing to the 13th stage? Great Saint Hunshao was on high alert, his voice trembling. He was certain that the majestic and towering man before him was not some kind of imprint consciousness but Shen Huang himself, the invincible great saint who, over 30 million cosmic eras ago, had the power to sweep away other unparalleled great saints. Back when Shen Huang was advancing towards the 13th stage, to eliminate potential threats, he specifically hunted down a batch of unparalleled great saints, among whom were Hunshao and Jade Qilin. In the end, Hunshao and Jade Qilin, being left with no choice, opted for reincarnation to escape Xuanhuang's hunt. The Chaos Realm allows for reincarnation, and a great saint who achieves perfection in the Chaos Realm can retain some memories post-reincarnation, with an unparalleled great saint retaining even more. Sar the Ovalfire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. However, even if all memories are retained, what of it? After reincarnation, it is the weakest period for any great saint. If reincarnated into a strong species, it's still manageable, but if reincarnated into a fragile species, it becomes perilous. Reincarnation in the Chaos Realm, whether for ordinary beings or unparalleled great saints, is random, leaving no choice in the reincarnation target. In the boundless chaos void, primordial universes, secret realms, and the weak, fragile species make up 99%, with the strong species being few. This means that unless unbelievably lucky, even an unparalleled great saint is likely to reincarnate into a low starting point. With such a low start, even possessing partial memory, survival is still difficult if trapped in a desperate and perilous situation. Once the reincarnated body dies, a second reincarnation will occur, and the memories retained during the second reincarnation will become negligible, making the hope of returning as a great saint even more remote. At the Chaos Great Saint level, especially the Absolute Great Saints, their paths are vast and profound, holding hope of becoming a time life. If not absolutely necessary, they would never choose reincarnation. Have you crossed into the 13th layer? Beside him, Jade Qilin Great Saint was shaken. The first thought in his mind when he heard Shen Huang slipped out of the time loop was that he had crossed into the 13th layer. No, you have not crossed into the 13th layer. The birth of every time life causes a vibration in the space-time layer of the chaos void, and we will certainly become aware of it. Jade Qilin Great Saint felt an immense terror in his heart, but still managed to maintain basic rationality. For life in the chaos void, when crossing from the 11th to the 12th layer, they will endure the infusion of the chaos void origin. And when crossing from the 12th to the 13th layer, it is the same, but the shock caused far exceeds the former. Right, you have not crossed into the 13th layer. Great Saint Hunshao also realized, and they looked at the majestic and formidable man not far away. For over 30 million cosmic eras, this man has become their heart demon. The two absolute great saints dared not challenge the 13th layer, and they sought to erase the traces of the profound Shen Huang lineage to minimize the heart demon's influence on them. So many cosmic eras have passed, and you two wastes have still not changed. The majestic and great man smiled and muttered to himself. Shen Huang. Lin Yuan also looked at the majestic and great man beside him, his heart rippling. Shen Huang? Is that Shen Huang? The founder of the profound Shen Huang lineage? Even though not an invincible great saint, yet not the slightest bit weaker than an invincible great saint's absolute great saint? Lin Yuan was filled with countless thoughts. Since stepping into the 9th layer and entering the Shen Huang secret realm, he had heard of this sovereign Shen Huang, and in the universe of his homeland, the legacy of the profound Shenhuang line had played a significant role for him. And now, has he actually met the true sovereign Shenhuang? Crushing that bead will summon sovereign Shenhuang? Lin Yuan's thoughts surged, but a greater doubt arose in his heart. If so, why did the tomb spirit advise him as much as possible not to crush it? Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint's expressions were gloomy. Though still terrified, when they heard Shenhuang refer to them as waste, their eyes clouded as if they returned to over 30 million cosmic eras ago. At that time, they were also absolute great saints, supposedly dominating the chaos void, ultimately consolidating everything to impact the 13th layer. But in that era, Shenhuang, this monster, was born, who was born nothing more than an ant-like life nurtured by the natural universe. In terms of inheritance, Shenhuang had no elders to rely on. Yet this ant quickly grew to the chaos realm perfection, absolute great saint. Great Saint Hunshao, Jade Qilin Great Saint, and many other absolute great saints of that era basically lived under Xuanhuang's shadow. Shenhuang, over 30 million cosmic eras have passed. Jade Qilin and I underwent one reincarnation, returning to the peak, much stronger than before. Great Saint Hunxio's voice grew louder, resonating across space-time. Jade Qilin Great Saint was the same, his eyes quickly calmed down. Is that so? The majestic great man smiled slightly, then lifted his right hand behind him. Escape! Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint, like startled birds, fled towards the entrance without hesitation. At this moment, Shenhuang universe integrated into one. They could not tear the surrounding space-time, and only hope of escape lay at the entrance. Inner universe. Inside the tomb spirit sat there, looking downcast, softly whispering, "Your Majesty." Even though 30 million cosmic eras can't break through the time cycle, the hope of stepping into the 13th layer will be very slim. But however slim, it is still hope, and in the distant future, there might be changes. Even without changes but falling into the time cycle, you are still alive. As long as you are alive, there is hope, there is hope. The eyes of the tomb spirit lowered. Faint crystal tears rolled down. But why give up this hope? Why give up? The tomb spirit's body trembled violently. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1171. Before I perish, please subscribe. Escape! 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 Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint burned their physical and soul origins, hoping to distance themselves from that towering and powerful man. Swoosh! Time and space turned into a prison. Shenhuang Qi suffused, trapping the two supreme great saints within. Shenhuang! Great Saint Hunshao roared. The time and space around him exploded in surges, trying to disperse the Shenhuang prison, but unable to shake it even slightly. Jade Qilin Great Saint looked grave. He glanced not far away. Now they had returned to their original place. Shenhuang stood there quietly, gazing at them indifferently, as if overlooking them from above. Shenhuang, you haven't stepped into the 13th layer yet forcibly break out of the time loop. You're courting death. Jade Qilin Great Saint said solemnly, staring fixedly at the towering, powerful man. The towering, powerful man said nothing, his expression calm, flipping his raised right hand. Immediately, the Shenhuang cage trapping the two supreme great saints began to collapse, and within it, Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint also started to collapse. Last time you survived, this time you want. The towering, powerful man's gaze fixed. Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint struggled desperately, but still turned to dust within 2 or 3 breaths. Their bodies and soul bodies within their universes all disintegrated to dust. Dead. Not far away, Lin Yuan took a deep breath. 2 supreme great saints just like that, dead? Lin Yuan had fought against Great Saint Hunshao, knowing well the strength of this supreme great saint, far surpassing his own, willing to pay the price. He could completely suppress him in a short time. But this supreme great saint could not last 2 or 3 breaths against Xuanhuang's hand. Nor could Jade Qilin Great Saint, who was no weaker than Great Saint Hunshao. 2 supreme great saints in Lin Yuan's hands, seemed like those chaos venerables in front of him, without any ability to resist? The strength of an invincible great saint, is it so much stronger than a supreme great saint? Sir, the Nell Fire. NT website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan found it hard to believe. He also concluded Shen Huang hadn't stepped into the 13th layer, still at the 12th, but this strength was too strong. Supreme great saints of the same level were like ants. No, an invincible great saint shouldn't be this strong. Lin Yuan was certain in his heart, invincible great saints were indeed stronger than supreme great saints, able to sweep the ladder, but the difference in strength couldn't be this vast. Is it because of the time loop? Lin Yuan looked at the towering, powerful man. At this moment Xuanhuang's state was very strange, between the 12th and 13th layer, neither having stepped into the 13th layer nor surpassed the 12-layer category. After Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint were completely annihilated, the towering, powerful man retracted his right hand, glanced at Lin Yuan, and said with a smile, "I'll go deal with some hidden dangers. I'll be back soon." "All right." Lin Yuan nodded, looking at the towering, powerful man disappearing from the original place. Outside the Shenhuang universe, the Chaos Venerables didn't know what had happened within the universe, still discussing the scene of Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint entering. In the distance, several special existences like the Eye of Myriad Laws had a solemn expression. At this moment, the towering, powerful man appeared at the entrance of the universe. In a daze, the Shenhuang universe behind him started to spread infinitely, encompassing the 4 directions of time-space, chaos void. Who is that? Why did he come out? Where are the 2 supreme great saints? Many chaos venerables were still confused, not reacting. Indeed, it is Shenhuang. The long knife broken in 2 said in a low voice, even though it was already certain 3 million cosmic eras ago, the Shenhuang who attempted the 13th layer reappeared. Seeing it in person now still made its heart a bit unsettled. As a special existence, they had witnessed too much, even personally experienced the birth of 13th layer time life. But to forcibly break out of the time loop? It was very rare. 1, it was extremely difficult, and 2, the cost was too high. The forcible breakout here was not a normal breakthrough of the time loop constraint, but to break out in another way. Shenhuang, I didn't expect the heart demon effect was so great. The Eye of Myriad Laws side. He had told Lin Yuan before that Xuanhuang's chance to break the time loop was very low because the Supreme Great Saint's heart demon was just too heavy. Now it seems indeed so. Chaos Void. The towering, powerful man appeared outside the Shenhuang universe, took a deep breath. In an instant, the chaos chi of several void domains around him, along with the thin chaos chi of the desolate void, was completely swallowed into his mouth. The towering, powerful man glanced at the positions of several special existences like the Eye of Myriad Laws, did not pay much attention, but extended his right hand. Sword, come to me. Shenhuang chi gathered, forming the shadow of a long sword. The long sword was similar to the sword of the Shenhuang that Lin Yuan obtained, but in a phantom state. Even so, an unprecedented sharpness condensed within the phantom long sword. Slash! The towering, powerful man slashed 2 swords deep into the chaos void. A highly secretive void secret realm. Great Saint Hunshao looked solemn, gazing distantly in a certain direction, and murmured, "Shenhuang." As a peerless great saint who had lived through tens of millions of cosmic eras, Great Saint Hunshao naturally had many means of self-preservation, having 4 true bodies and as many as 58 avatars. 4 true bodies and 58 avatars. As long as one was alive, Great Saint Hunshao could quickly recover. As for the means of self-preservation, in the boundless chaos void, Great Saint Hunshao had left countless means for survival. Should all true bodies and avatars perish, the self-preservation means would be triggered, allowing for a resurrection. 30 million cosmic eras ago, you killed all my true bodies and broke my many survival methods, and I had no choice but to reincarnate. But now, can you still force me into reincarnation? Great Saint Hunshao sat there quietly. At this moment, a sword light came slashing towards Great Saint Hunshao through the causal time-space. What? Before Great Saint Hunshao could react, His flesh and soul were quickly annihilated under the sword light. At the same time, the third true body of great Saint Hunshao, located deep in a spatial temporal maze, was likewise obliterated by a sword light. The fourth true body was slashed. The first avatar hidden deep within the Taiyuan ruins was slashed. The second avatar hiding in a special place was slashed. The third avatar within a mysterious space was slashed. At the same instant, all three of Great Saint Hunxiao's true bodies and 58 avatars were completely slashed. In the boundless chaos void, the many survival means left behind by Great Saint Hunshao were similarly met with sword light and annihilated. As Great Saint Hunxiao's true bodies, avatars, and survival methods were extinguished. The same fate befell Jade Qilin Great Saint, whose many true bodies and survival methods were equally slashed and annihilated under the causal time-space sword lights with no resistance. What happened? This type of causal time-space fluctuation? Who is it? Shen Huang? The disappearance of the two peerless great saints from causality and their complete fall immediately alarmed the ancient great saints within the chaos void. Many peerless great saints who were in seclusion, preparing for the final breakthrough to the 13th level, were stirred. That aura, is it Shen Huang? His Excellency Shen Huang? The peerless great saint ruling over tens of thousands of void domains? Wasn't it said he was breaking through to the 13th level? Some ancient peerless great saints, even if they were not from the same era as His Excellency Shen Huang, had heard of this peerless great saint, and now were extremely shocked. In the long history of the chaos void, there indeed had been instances where peerless great saints fell, but those were during highly unusual times, and the fallen great saints only perished after numerous fierce battles. And whether they truly fell, no one knew, because at the last moment, a peerless great saint could still reincarnate. Once reincarnated, a peerless great saint would lose all, including their flesh and soul, but would also completely sever their own causality. Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint had used this method to escape Xuanhuang's pursuit. But now, their causal ties disappeared far too quickly. Shen Huang. Shen Huang is clearing the accounts, clearing out all the great saints opposing the profound Shen Huang lineage. Numerous peerless great saints were tremendously shocked but didn't dare to step forward. Even 30 million cosmic eras ago, Shen Huang had the strength of an invincible great saint, and with enough time would gain the recognition of all peerless great saints. The strength shown now far exceeded the scope of a normal peerless great saint. At this moment, no peerless great saint dared to stand out. Outside the Shen Huang universe, a tall and mighty man sensed carefully and slashed out another 3 swords. After 3 swords, the causal ties of 3 more ancient peerless great saints vanished completely, unable even to reincarnate. In fact, even over 30 million cosmic eras ago, the reincarnation of Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint had been Xuanhuang's doing, leaving them no retreat with all true bodies and avatars annihilated, forcing them to reincarnate. Now, with merely 1 true body slashed, Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint weren't yet at the end of their roads and naturally didn't reincarnate immediately. Who could have thought that the sword from the tall and mighty man would wield such terrifying power, instantly annihilating all true bodies, avatars, and survival methods? After 5 sword strikes, the long sword in the hands of the tall and mighty man dissipated, and he immediately turned and stepped into the Shen Huang universe. Deep within the Shen Huang universe, Lin Yuan looked grave. The causal ties of Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint have completely vanished? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Having battled these 2 great saints, causality naturally arose, allowing Lin Yuan to determine whether they still existed through the causal ties. Of course, it was only possible to determine their existence. With Lin Yuan's current mastery of causality, he couldn't yet lock onto the location coordinates of the 2 peerless great saints. After all, the 2 peerless great saints would intentionally obscure their own causality. Failing to lock onto their locations through causality, however, still allowed him to determine whether they were alive by the existence of causality. Now the causal ties of Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint had vanished utterly, as if wiped from existence. As Lin Yuan's thoughts spread out, the tall and mighty man appeared not far away, stepping astride to stand before Lin Yuan. I know you have many questions. The tall and mighty man looked at Lin Yuan with a smile. Don't worry, I'll explain everything to you. After speaking, the tall and mighty man paused for a moment, then added, before I vanish, if you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1172. Supreme Treasure. Subscribe. The towering and mighty man's tone was calm. No intimidating aura emanated. If Lin Yuan hadn't clearly sensed the complete disappearance of the causal traces of great saints Hun Shao and Jade Qilin, he might have thought this was just an ordinary lifeform. Annihilation. Lin Yuan thought about the last words of the Shenhuang. Before I vanish? Let's discuss this last. The towering and mighty man waved his hand, and the time and space around them shifted, bringing them to a palace. Sir, the Oval Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Lin Yuan glanced around and immediately noticed the two ancient symbols at the top of the palace. Shenhuang. Although he didn't know what the symbols meant, he understood them the moment he saw them. Shenhuang Hall. Is this the Shenhuang Hall? Lin Yuan pondered. Among the many areas on the animal hide map, the Shenhuang Hall ranked just below the tomb. However, the animal hide map described the Shenhuang Hall as existing deep in time and space, making it very hard to find. Whoosh! Following the towering and mighty man into the Shenhuang Hall, Lin Yuan paused in front of a jade table. The towering and mighty man sat down to the side, smiling at Lin Yuan. Please sit. Yes. Lin Yuan obediently complied. Without a doubt, the towering and mighty man before him was the strongest lifeform Lin Yuan had ever seen. Whether in the chaos void or in the source world of the fierce sun ancient country, he was the strongest lifeform beneath the 13th step. Even a great saint couldn't resist being instantly slain, their life-saving means utterly cut off. Lin Yuan had a feeling that if the towering and mighty man harbored any murderous intent towards him, all traces he left in this chaos void would likely be forcibly erased. I suppose you already know who I am, the towering and mighty man said with a smile. Your Majesty, Lin Yuan nodded. The moment the towering and mighty man appeared, the origin source of the Shenhuang universe condensed into one. Aside from the Shenhuang, who personally created this postnatal universe, no one else could achieve this. Moreover, great saints Hun Shao and Jade Qilin also recognized the identity of the towering and mighty man, fleeing without daring to resist, yet ultimately failing to escape. Ha ha ha! The towering and mighty man laughed. In the era I belong to, in terms of innate talent and growth speed, even the marvelous lifeforms birthed by the chaos void were far inferior to me. Saying this, he glanced at Lin Yuan and sighed slightly. But compared to you, I was quite ordinary. The moment of re-entering the Shenhuang universe, all the events that occurred over more than 3 million cosmic eras in this postnatal universe flooded into the towering and mighty man's mind. Coupled with his current state, he could see many secrets on Lin Yuan's body, such as his life level still being in the Master Realm and his unparalleled cosmic foundation. Your Majesty is anything but ordinary, Lin Yuan said immediately. To eliminate two great saints with just a lift of a hand, even Lin Yuan wouldn't dare claim he could do the same after entering the Chaos Realm. So far, Lin Yuan's Chaos Yin-Yang Taiji had yet to take form, its potency unknown, leaving him uncertain. My current state is special, hence the ability to thoroughly slay great saints. Normally, it wouldn't be possible. The towering and mighty man laughed. When I was in the Master Realm, forget contending with great saints. Even facing ordinary sovereigns, I could only flee in panic. Lin Yuan listened obediently. In truth, the towering and mighty man's implication was that he could preserve his life in the presence of sovereigns while in the Master Realm. This was already rare, given that Lin Yuan's extraordinary comprehension, descending upon numerous dimensional worlds, and mastering a 13th step inheritance had only barely achieved so much. For other life forms, such an achievement was almost impossible to replicate. Special state. Lin Yuan looked at the towering and mighty man. Yes. You should also be aware that I have long attempted to reach the 13th step, becoming trapped in a time loop, the towering and mighty man said. But now, I have broken free from the temporal loop's restraints. This escape wasn't a normal breakthrough but a forcible disengagement. Hence it won't last, and I will soon vanish. Lin Yuan listened. He recalled how the Eye of Myriad Laws once told him that those stuck in the time loops at 12-step perfection could indeed force their way out, as long as an anchor point was left in the outside world to be activated at a certain time. The 12th-step perfectionists trapped in time loops could then lock onto the anchor point and forcibly break free from the time loop. Yet, such actions were something hardly any 12th-step perfectionists would choose to do. Firstly, the difficulty was too high. Time loops were isolated from the chaos void, and possessing an external anchor didn't guarantee escape. One required the power to shake the world of the time loop. Generally, those 12th-step perfectionists possess such power to hope for breaking through the time loop, negating the need for forcible escape. Secondly, forcibly breaking out of the time loop defies the supreme laws of the Chaos Void's operation. Even upon returning to the Chaos Void, one would perpetually suffer backlash from the entire Chaos Void. Lifeforms below the 13th step can hardly withstand it for long and will eventually vanish entirely. Why did your majesty choose to escape the time loop? Lin Yuan couldn't help but ask. Clearly, the Shenhuang bead left to him by the tomb spirit was the anchor point the towering and mighty man placed outside. Just crushing it allowed the towering and mighty man within the time loop world to lock onto it, thereby escaping. Yet Lin Yuan couldn't understand why the towering and mighty man would do such a thing. The tomb spirit mentioned that after acquiring the Shenhuang bead, Lin Yuan could immediately crush it. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1173. Supreme Treasure, Request Subscription, _2. However, the tomb spirit did not wish for Lin Yuan to crush it himself. The former was clearly the Shen Emperor's intention, while the latter was the tomb spirit's own thought. The tomb spirit also understood what crushing the Shenhuang bead meant. But why did the Shen Emperor leave this command? Is it because he knew of the threat Lin Yuan faced from two unparalleled great saints? Not to mention how the Shen Emperor knew about events taking place over 30 million cosmic eras later. Even if he did know, there was no need to act this way. For a successor from who knows how many generations later, to completely give up his hope of breaking into the 13th layer and have all traces of his existence erased? It makes no sense at all. Back when the profound Shenhuang line was destroyed, countless members and disciples of the profound Shenhuang line were hunted down. Yet there was no sign of Shenhuang breaking the time loop, so why do it 30 million cosmic eras later? Don't overthink it. I chose to forcibly break the time loop. Not for you, but for... The towering and mighty man's gaze drifted as if reminded of something. I don't want to break the time loop. Don't want to break the time loop? Lin Yuan was stunned. Could that really be the reason? Actually, the time loop that traps me isn't hard to break. All I need to do is forget my sister disciple. The towering and mighty man spoke with a distant look. It's just that, forget my sister disciple? I don't wish to. Over 30 million cosmic eras, I've had my memories erased over and over within the time loop, yet I still don't wish to. Lin Yuan listened but didn't ask who the sister disciple was. I forgot to introduce my sister disciple to you, the towering and mighty man said. I was born in a tribe, lost my parents at an early age, suffered greatly, almost starved to death many times. Actually, starving to death wasn't the scariest part, but being eaten as food. Later, I left the tribe, wanting to find a way to survive in the outside world. But not only did I not find anything, I was captured by some evil cultivator who intended to use my essence and soul to refine a cultivation method. Lin Yuan looked at the towering and mighty man. Following the murals on the tomb walls, the Shen Emperor should have originated from some innate universe, born in low status with harsh surroundings. Later, I met my sister disciple, who was a disciple of the Qing sect. Hearing of this evil cultivator's actions, she planned to exterminate the demonic path and killed that evil cultivator, saving me. The towering and mighty man recalled. I still remember the first words my sister disciple said to me. Little beggar, don't be afraid. That big demon is already dead. You're alive now. I imagined, if my sister disciple had come a little later, I might have died. The towering and mighty man continued. Later, she took me back to the Qingxian sect, and after testing, found my aptitude to be quite good, so I entered, becoming her junior brother. My sister disciple was truly kind. She didn't mind my filth or smell, actively performed marrow cleansing on me, helped me transform, and taught me many things about cultivation. Lin Yuan listened. From then on, I vowed to repay my sister disciple well, to prevent anyone from bullying her. As I continued to cultivate, my aptitude and talent grew stronger, quickly becoming the strongest in the Qingxian sect, leading it to become the most powerful force in that universe. SAR the Oval Fire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Later, I also became Tao companions with my sister disciple. That day was the happiest of my life. Finally, I broke through the 12 tiers, and with my help, my sister disciple also ascended to the 12 tiers. We endured the cosmic cataclysm together and entered the chaos void. As the towering and mighty man spoke, his tone turned cold. Upon entering the chaos void, we encountered a dominator-class plunderer. I wasn't a match for them, and my sister disciple, to ensure my survival, didn't hesitate to burn her soul, essence, blood, and spirit, resulting in both her true form and avatars igniting, barely managing to hold off that plunderer. The towering and mighty man's expression was one of forlorn loss. Though I survived, my sister disciple did not. I inquired everywhere, discovering that 12-tier beings were free from the shackles of the river of time and could only be resurrected by becoming a 13th layer time being. So I began pursuing becoming a time being. It's laughable to say, at the time I was just at the peak of the path-splitting realm, not even at the chaos realm, yet I fancied myself capable of becoming a time being? The towering and mighty man suddenly laughed. However, after entering the chaos void, I found my physique and bloodline to be very unique. Under the nurturing environment of the chaos void, they completely revealed their true potential, making me stronger and stronger, easily becoming a domination sovereign, great saint. At the perfection of the chaos realm, I established the profound Xianhuang lineage and founded the Xianhuang kingdom, ruling over the territory, slaughtering all plunderers, partly to avenge my sister disciple. But, unfortunately, the plunderer we encountered back then was long dead. The towering and mighty man smiled softly. Upon becoming an unparalleled great saint, I considered how to advance to the 13th layer, visiting many special beings of the chaos void at that time. Those special beings said my heart demon was too heavy, that my sister disciple influenced me too much, and that under such circumstances, the time loop I was trapped in would be extremely difficult to traverse. The towering and mighty man sneered. But those special beings were born strong, standing loftily above, knowing nothing of my experiences. Without my sister disciple, I'd have died long ago. My sister disciple was never my heart demon, but my sole reason to grow stronger. Lin Yuan nodded. Many of the lofty spectacle beings had shallow emotions, utterly self-serving. Though I don't consider my sister disciple to be my heart demon, I understand her position in my heart. The time loop I may face in the attempt to break into the 13th layer will likely involve her. Later, I accidentally entered an interdimensional gap and there obtained a supreme treasure. This treasure was difficult to suppress with my power alone, and could only be veiled using the power of the time loop. At that time, my realm strength had already reached its peak, already having the invincible strength of a great saint. Despite not being recognized by other unparalleled great saints, I didn't want to wait any longer. With the help of that treasure, my chances of breaking the time loop were somewhat higher. The longer the delay, should the matter of this treasure leak, other unparalleled great saints would undoubtedly seize it at any cost, and it might even attract the attention of genuine time beings. The towering and mighty man looked at Lin Yuan. Before striking for the 13th layer, I left many arrangements, one of which was that Xianhuang pearl, containing a trace of the treasure's aura, and should it be crushed, the leakage of the aura would resonate with the treasure's body, and that treasure had been taken by me into the time loop world, any disturbance informed to me, serving as an anchor point to forcibly break the time loop. At the time, I thought that if 30 million cosmic eras passed and I had not broken the time loop, there might be no possibility of advancing to the 13th layer, hence leaving the command for the Shenhuang Pearl to be crushed after 30 million cosmic eras. Moreover, crushing the Shenhuang Pearl would only remind me. Whether or not to forcibly break the time loop would still depend on me. I see. Lin Yuan realized, looking pensive. As for the time loop I experienced, to genuinely break through, one must completely forget the sister disciple. Isn't it ironic that my stepping into the 13th layer is to resurrect my sister disciple, but now the precondition for stepping into the 13th layer is to forget her? If I forget her, what is the point of my stepping into the 13th layer? If I truly forget her, would I still be me? The towering and mighty man smirked. In the time loop, countless times I had my memories erased and started again, but never chose to forget her. Not until you crushed the Shenhuang Pearl did I forcibly break free. Lin Yuan looked at the towering and mighty man, thoughts surging. The information the Moyu Tower Master had provided him about the time loop stated that any who reached perfection at the 12th layer experienced a time loop was an unprecedented trial. Yet the time loop experienced by Shenhuang required him to forget his sister disciple? In that time loop without my sister disciple, there really was no hope of breaking through. It was rather dull there. But now that I'm out, it's much better. The towering and mighty man looked at Lin Yuan. Raising his right hand, a misty glow emerged. Before my demise, this supreme treasure I obtained from the interdimensional gap, I gift it to you. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1174 Eternal Sleep. End of this volume. Please subscribe. Is this the treasure? Lin Yuan observed carefully. Within the dim glow, a palm-sized cauldron could be vaguely seen. He learned from the tomb spirit that Shenhuang had lastly obtained a treasure from the dimensional gap, which led to the decision to advance to the 13th tier early. At that time, Lin Yuan thought this treasure might have a value close to the 13th tier. But just now, Shenhuang implied that he was worried about delaying too long, fearing the treasure's information might leak, attracting the attention of 13th tier temporal beings. A treasure merely close to the 13th tier level wouldn't attract the attention of temporal beings. To attract the attention of temporal beings, only... That's right. This treasure is a 13th tier weapon, said the majestic and tall man. A 13th tier weapon? Lin Yuan took a deep breath. The small cauldron in Zuanhuang's hands, within the dim light, immediately seemed unfathomable. That dimensional gap should be the battlefield of two 13th tier combatants, and this treasure is likely the remnant of one of them. I can sense the owner of the treasure is still alive. It's just that he forgot to retrieve it, Shenhuang said in a deep voice. It's like when Shenhuang fights with a strong being of the same level, leaving behind an ordinary great saint-level treasure and not retrieving it simply because it didn't come to mind. 13th tier beings are also known as temporal beings, and their concept of time is different from that of the 12th tier. For example, for the 12th tier, billions of cosmic eras might pass, but for 13th tier temporal beings, it might only equate to a few breaths. Of course, the 13th tier being might have forgotten about this weapon, but if this weapon actively calls the 13th tier being, reminding them, it is very likely they would come to reclaim it. This is also the reason Shenhuang immediately advanced to the 13th tier, using the power of time loops to suppress this treasure. Only in this way can the treasure be prevented from calling its master. As for what happens when the weapon's owner finds out afterward, if Shenhuang transcends to the 13th tier, it naturally wouldn't be a big deal. If he doesn't, this treasure, deeply nestled in time loops, would require the 13th tier temporal life to break the time loop to retrieve it, helping Shenhuang to break free. Even for a 13th tier temporal life, breaking a time loop comes at a significant cost. Thus, Zuanhuang's act of suppressing this 13th tier weapon is basically without any hidden dangers. Bringing this treasure into the time loop can slightly break the constraints within, raising your starting point a little, Shenhuang said. Slightly break the constraints within the time loop? Lin Yuan's eyes widened in amazement. No wonder Shenhuang was determined to advance to the 13th tier early. Besides, Shenhuang could easily break free from the time loop, likely also using the power of this treasure. For you, Shenhuang looked at Lin Yuan and gently tossed the dimly glowing object in his hand. Lin Yuan instinctively reached out, and the small cauldron covered in dim light fell into his hands. Very light. Lin Yuan felt as if it had no weight, as if he was holding a ball of air. Now, this treasure has been reinforced and sealed by me with the power of time loops for over 30 million cosmic eras. Even if it leaves the time loop world, the time power of the external seal can last for 100 cosmic eras. Shen Huang looked at Lin Yuan. In other words, within 100 cosmic eras, this treasure won't actively call its master. Once 100 cosmic eras pass, there will be no guarantee any longer. At that time, if you have reached the peak of the Chaos Realm, try your best to advance to the 13th tier. If you haven't reached the peak of the Chaos Realm yet, Shen Huang thought for a moment, but with your talent and potential, reaching the peak of the Chaos Realm within 100 cosmic eras should be hopeful. I will try my best. Lin Yuan nodded solemnly. Also, if you encounter danger in the future and are about to completely perish, or if this treasure is about to be taken, you may choose to directly activate this treasure, Shen Huang said. This treasure is a 13-tier weapon. With your power, even if you give it your all, you won't unleash much of its might. But even a sliver of its power is enough to easily obliterate any consummate Chaos Realm. Shen Huang said, but this will undoubtedly attract the attention of the treasure's owner, and in the end, the treasure will most likely be reclaimed. I understand. Lin Yuan nodded. So, unless absolutely necessary, Shen Huang doesn't recommend Lin Yuan do this. Of course, if it truly comes to a life-or-death situation, where not activating the treasure would also result in it being taken by other powerful beings, Lin Yuan would naturally choose to activate it without hesitation. Moreover, you can comprehend this treasure as well. It is far more useful than comprehending the time bloodline of those half-baked wonder lives. Shen Huang smiled slightly. Lin Yuan nodded. A 13-tier weapon, crafted personally by a 13-tier being, contains profound temporal mysteries that far surpass the bloodlines of those half-baked wonder lives. All right, do you have any other questions now? Shen Huang looked at Lin Yuan and smiled. No more. Lin Yuan shook his head. Shen Huang had explained everything clearly enough. Through this invincible great saint's experiences, Lin Yuan gained a deeper understanding of time loops. The so-called time loop not only presents challenges never encountered before, but also confronts one's deepest weaknesses and obsessions. This Shen Huang universe was created by me. If I were to completely perish, it would perish with me, unable to be left for you. Shen Huang made a gesture with his right hand, and numerous beams of light flashed within the universe as various precious treasures gathered into Xuanhuang's hand. But these wonders and treasures, I've gathered for you. Thank you, Your Majesty, Lin Yuan said earnestly. Due to the sudden arrival of Great Saint Hunshao and Jade Qilin Great Saint, the numerous avatars Lin Yuan sent out hadn't yet scavenged the universe clean before being forced to stop and return. Now, with Shen Huang taking action, Lin Yuan was spared a lot of time. No need to thank me. After all, you are my heir. It's better than leaving them to outsiders. Shen Huang smiled slightly, then stood up. Since you have no more questions, I should go out and take a look. Go out and take a look? Lin Yuan was slightly surprised. Let's visit an old friend and prepare something more for you in the process. The Shen Huang took a step forward and vanished in front of Lin Yuan. Old friend. Lin Yuan's expression was serious. Anyone whom the Shen Huang addressed as an old friend must be an ancient great saint, having lived through at least 30 million cosmic eras. SEA the Novel Fire, net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Outside the Shen Huang universe, a towering and majestic man reappeared. Rumbling, the entire chaos void suddenly roared, the rules of the great Tao retreated, and time and space began to roll back. The towering and majestic man took another step and disappeared once more. Sea of Life. This place is a mysterious location within the chaos void, and even an unmatched great saint would find it difficult to enter forcibly, on par with places like the Nine Heavens Thunder Pond and the 10,000 Tribulations Origin Mountain. Splash. The Sea of Life churned with waves, and an abundance of vigorous life auras spread, occasionally accompanied by the sight of falling life divine stones. At this moment, The time and space of this mysterious location were torn apart, and a towering and majestic man stepped inside. In an instant, the entire sea of life surged with towering waves, and an invisible, terrifying pressure pressed down on the towering and majestic man. Yet all the pressure dissipated and diluted the moment it touched the towering and majestic man. Xianhuang, what brings you here? A cold voice emanated from the depths of the sea of life. Before I perish, I'd like to ask you for a life origin stone. The towering and majestic man said with a smile. A life origin stone? You already stole one back then, and now you want another? The voice from the depths of the sea of life spoke with a hint of anger. Over 30 million cosmic eras ago, the Shenhuang came here specifically to steal a life origin stone to recreate the Sea of Life and to craft the life origin star for the Shenhuang universe. This act caused the Sea of Life not to lose even a single life divine stone for millions of cosmic eras thereafter. The life origin stone is countless times more precious than a life divine stone, being the foundation formed over countless cosmic eras by the Sea of Life. Yes, I still want it. The towering and majestic man nodded. Will you give it or not? With these words, the depths of the Sea of Life fell silent immediately. You know it. I won't live much longer, the towering and majestic man said. Leave. The Sea of Life surged, and a fist-sized crystal stone shot out from the depths. Ha ha ha. The towering and majestic man laughed heartily, turning to leave the Sea of Life. In front of an ancient mine, the towering and majestic man appeared out of thin air. Before I die, can you send me some crystals? The towering and majestic man spoke, his voice resounding throughout the ancient mine. Xianhuang, you've gone too far. Crystals are incredibly precious. A cold voice similarly rang out from the depths of the mine. In that case, before I die, let's see if I can topple your mine. The towering and majestic man said. I've wanted to do this for a very long time. A moment later, from the depths of the ancient mine, a beam of crystal light shot out. The towering and majestic man caught the crystal light and then turned to leave. On this day, the Shenhuang great saint from over 30 million cosmic eras ago ventured into many of the mysterious places within the chaos void, inciting the fury of the special existences in these mysterious places. One by one, unmatched great saints gazed from afar. The existence of these ancient mysterious places had persisted for too long, existing alongside unique entities like the Eye of Myriad Laws. Even the invincible great saints in history would not have pressed too hard. Eventually, the aura of the Shenhuang great saint disappeared in the chaos void. No one knew where this extraordinary figure went, and his presence vanished completely, with no trace of cause and effect to be sensed. In a remote corner of the chaos void, chaos chi was thin here, a desolate void. Outside a naturally formed universe, a towering, majestic figure appeared silently, none other than the Shenhuang. The Shenhuang quietly observed the universe not far away, his gaze penetrating into the universe itself, settling on a secret realm partially fused with the universe's origin source. This secret realm resembled the Shenhuang's secret realm but was even more completely fused with the universe's origin source, virtually impossible to enter. The secret realm was empty. There were no treasures of the kind only seen once in 1,100 cosmic eras. Nor were there rare treasures for which many great saints would risk their lives in battle, let alone any weapons or arms at the level of a great saint. Only in the center of the secret realm stood a solitary grave, surrounded by some pink peach blossoms in bloom. Senior sister. From across the universe, the Shenhuang gazed at that grave, and for once, a rare gentleness appeared on his face as he softly murmured, I can finally rest with you forever. Eventually, the figure of the Shenhuang great saint became blurred and illusory, and as chaos chi drifted by, he turned into a rain of light, merging into the far-off universe. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1175 Xiaqin the Supreme. Galaxy has become the Great Saint? Seeking subscription, Shenhuang Universe. Lin Yuan was planning to leave. This trip to the Shenhuang universe had basically come to an end. Just now, the Shenhuang himself intervened personally, gathering all the treasures and rare items from various regions of the universe and then giving them to Lin Yuan. There was no need for Lin Yuan to search for them himself anymore. Everything of value in the entire Shenhuang universe was basically in Lin Yuan's hands now. Suddenly, Lin Yuan's expression slightly changed as the space-time in front of him distorted slightly. Next, a large number of treasures fell out from the depths of the distorted space-time, suspended before Lin Yuan. These treasures. Lin Yuan's pupils slightly contracted. The treasures that fell out were not many, only a dozen or so, but the aura they exuded was shocking to Lin Yuan. Life Divine Stone? Lin Yuan looked at one of the crystal stones. This crystal stone was only the size of a fist, far smaller than the Life Divine Stone the size of 3 meters that Lin Yuan had obtained. Yet for some reason, the instant Lin Yuan saw this crystal stone, he vaguely felt it was far more precious than the Life Divine Stone. This is not a Life Divine Stone. This is a Life Origin Stone. Many thoughts floated in Lin Yuan's mind. Life Divine Stone. Life Origin Stone. Although they differ by only a word, the two are entirely different things. If one speaks of mysterious places in the chaos void, the Sea of Life periodically drops Life Divine Stones. Then the Life Origin Stone is the foundation of the Sea of Life. The relationship between the Life Divine Stone and the Life Origin Stone is like that of the offspring and the parent body. As long as the parent body is there, theoretically it can generate countless offspring. For this reason, the Life Origin Stone has almost never appeared in the chaos void. Lin Yuan recognized the identity of this crystal stone only after receiving the information delivered by the Moyu Tower Master. The Life Origin Star of this universe should be a small piece of Life Origin Stone. Hence, borrowing the special rule environment around it, it can nurture a Life Divine Stone, akin to a smaller Sea of Life. Lin Yuan thought to himself in silence. Such a rare item as the Life Stone, even the great saints who can set specific rules find it hard to directly nurture it. They must rely on external force. Otherwise, throughout the history of the Chaos Void, many great saints were born, and if they all started nurturing Life Divine Stones, such rare items would not be so precious and scarce. Even the Chaos Great Saints would find them hard to come by. Up until now, Lin Yuan only confirmed that the Shenhuang universe could nurture Life Divine Stones. And the external force required to nurture a Life Divine Stone is the Life Origin Stone. However, to create an environment conducive to nurturing Life Divine Stones, the Life Origin Stone must be fully integrated into the universe, forming the special rules of the Sea of Life. In such circumstances, the Life Origin Stone becomes one with the entire universe, inseparable. Even the Shenhuang, the creator of the universe, can't revert that Life Origin Star into a Life Origin Stone. However, this fist-sized Life Origin Stone before his eyes, Lin Yuan looked at the Life Origin Stone as if he was seeing endless Life Divine Stones. CTH novel_fire. At website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Aside from the Life Origin Stone, the other treasures and rare items that fell simultaneously are equally mind-boggling. Primordial Mineral Crystal. 9 Heavens Thunder Core. Origin Soil of Myriad. Each treasure is not at all inferior to the Life Origin Stone, stemming from some mysterious places, or even being the foundation of those places. The so-called mysterious places refer to places related to 13th order life forms. Throughout the long cosmic era in the Chaos Void, many invincible great saints were born, possessing the power to forcibly enter the mysterious places, yet they dare not do much. Worried about attracting the attention of the 13th order time life behind the mysterious places. Even though the probability is minuscule, the invincible great saints dare not gamble on it. Compared to other great saints, they are more aware of the formidable power held by time life forms. But the Shenhuang? The Shenhuang forcibly broke free from the time loop, destined to vanish, naturally indifferent to whether the 13th order time life pays attention to him. That's why he dared to directly visit one mysterious place after another demanding benefits. The spirits of those mysterious places understand this, although unwilling. As long as they worry the Shenhuang might start a war heedless of everything, they can only swallow this loss. The spirits of those mysterious places are also reluctant to seek help from the 13th Order time life behind them. Your Majesty. Lin Yuan looked at the treasures in front of him and naturally understood that they were given to him by the Shenhuang. Originally, Lin Yuan was perplexed about what friends the Shenhuang wished to meet, never expecting it would be those eternally existing mysterious places. With these treasures, my internal universe should become even more complete. Lin Yuan stored the dozen rare treasures, thinking silently to himself. These rare treasures, capable of forming those mysterious places in the chaos void, though not the same in scale, are fundamentally consistent. Lin Yuan instinctively feels this is beneficial to his internal universe. The ultimate goal of the 13th Order Legacy Infinite Void is to transform his internal universe into something comparable to the vast structure of the Chaos Void. The Chaos Void possesses those mysterious places. Replicating them within the internal universe surely wouldn't go wrong. Especially the special rules formed by the mysterious places might play a crucial role for the internal universe. Even if they don't work, the internal universe, by nurturing the special environment of the mysterious places, means Lin Yuan can periodically harvest a batch of rare treasures from the Chaos Void that are hard to come by. That's simply like a money tree. No, it's a grove of money trees. Search the novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1176 Xia Qin, the Strongest. Galaxy became the Great Saint? Subscription request, _2. Just as Lin Yuan's thoughts began to spread, Lin Yuan's heart trembled slightly, and he vaguely felt that the origin of a certain evolutionary path he mastered had completely disappeared. The Shenhuang evolutionary path. Lin Yuan was silent, though this evolutionary path was not his main evolutionary path. Had once practiced it concurrently. When Lin Yuan first entered the Shenhuang secret realm and conversed with the spirit of the secret realm, he once wondered why this evolutionary path had not yet birthed an ultimate existence. With the Shenhuang secret realm's numerous inheritances, nurturing a 12th layer life is not too difficult. Even if it doesn't succeed once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, eventually, a 12th layer expert on the Shenhuang evolutionary path would emerge. But since the Shenhuang attempted to ascend to the 13th layer, no 12th layer being had emerged from this evolutionary path. Later, Lin Yuan realized that perhaps the Shenhuang had not fully died, so the ultimate on this evolutionary path still existed, preventing later generations from crossing into the 12th layer. The fact was just as Lin Yuan speculated. Attempting to reach the 13th layer and falling into a time loop, the Shenhuang was indeed not truly dead. In fact, in history, every Chaos Realm expert who attempted the 13th layer never completely died. At most, they were immersed in a time loop. But just now, Lin Yuan felt the suppression of the Shenhuang evolutionary path completely disappear. Henceforth, this evolutionary path could once again produce an ultimate existence. This feeling wasn't due to causality. In fact, with the Xuanhuang's level of power, he could have long shielded himself from causality, and even Lin Yuan could not sense it at all. In the future, if I can cross into the 13th layer and become a being of time, I will bring you back to life. Lin Yuan was silent for a while, thinking to himself, and I will resurrect your senior sister along with you. The resurrection methods of a 13th layer time life don't rely on external objects. As long as there existed life in the past timeline of the Chaos Void, it can be revived. Although the Shenhuang perished by forcefully escaping the time loop, he once existed, so naturally he can be resurrected. With the might of a 13th layer time life, resurrecting past deceased lives is not difficult. The reason the Shenhuang was ultimately unwilling to break through the time loop by forgetting his senior sister and cross into the 13th layer was because this forgetting was complete, erasing even emotions. Simply put, if the Shenhuang crossed into the 13th layer in this way, even if he recovered his memory, his senior sister would mean nothing to him and he wouldn't resurrect her. Swish. Lin Yuan took a step forward, arriving at the entrance of the Shenhuang universe, and immediately stepped inside. Outside the Shenhuang universe, Lin Yuan's figure appeared. The numerous Chaos Venerables saw Lin Yuan and, though their expressions showed reverence, there wasn't much surprise. Before this, Chaos Venerables had already come out from the universe one by one. The numerous Chaos Venerables were concerned with the fate of the two peerless great saints, Han Shao and Jade Qilin. As for Lin Yuan, besides the Eye of Myriad Laws, no other life knew that Lin Yuan had obtained the legacy left by the Shenhuang. There was no accurate estimation of Lin Yuan's gains inside the Shenhuang universe. And for the Shenhuang to have emerged, it's certain he would retrieve all the treasures and wonders from within the universe. Lin Yuan, the invincible figure among the Chaos Great Saints, very likely emerged empty-handed. As for why Lin Yuan didn't die, but Great Saint Han Shao and Jade Qilin Great Saint did, ordinary Chaos Venerables might have doubts. But the Chaos Great Saints and Peerless Great Saints knew very well that Great Saint Han Shao and Jade Qilin Great Saint facilitated the downfall of the profound Shenhuang line. It's only natural the emerging Shenhuang would act against these two great saints. As for Lin Yuan, he had not interfered with the profound Shenhuang line, and entering the Shenhuang universe this time was no different from those Chaos Venerables. Shenhuang didn't take action against the Chaos Venerables. Galactic Great Saint. Lin Yuan glanced around and saw a Chaos Venerable nervously approaching. It was Divine Wind Venerable. Before the Shenhuang universe had opened, this Chaos Venerable wanted to invite Lin Yuan to join forces in contesting with other Chaos Venerables. CTH Novel Fire. Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. But Lin Yuan had directly refused, which left him somewhat unhappy at the time, thinking Lin Yuan lacked insight. However, when Lin Yuan showcased strength outside the Shenhuang universe capable of matching Black Light Great Saint, Dual Origin Great Saint, and other Chaos Great Saints, Divine Wind Venerable was terrified. Without hesitation, he chose to withdraw from the competition for the Shenhuang universe and even distanced himself from the Shenhuang universe immediately, fearing Lin Yuan would settle accounts with him later. Then later, Divine Wind Venerable heard of Lin Yuan's divine might inside the Shenhuang universe, where he single-handedly suppressed 8 Chaos Great Saints. Even a mighty Great Saint like Dual Origin Great Saint promptly yielded and bowed, barely escaping disaster. Upon hearing this news, Divine Wind Venerable, who had already fled far beyond the Shenhuang universe's range, dared not move. If Lin Yuan were just an ordinary Chaos Great Saint, perhaps keeping a fair distance might ensure his survival. But Lin Yuan's power approached the invincible level among Chaos Great Saints, making suppressing saints of the same tier effortless, let alone a Chaos Venerable like him. Even if he ran, could he truly secure his life? Realizing this, even with tremendous fear and unease, Divine Wind Venerable braced himself and returned to the outside of the Shenhuang universe. I didn't know before the Great Saint indeed daring to act in such a manner? The Divine Wind Great Saint looked at Lin Yuan, turning his hand to take out his years of treasured possessions. I am at fault. I just hope the Great Saint won't hold it against me. The Divine Wind Great Saint was prepared to lose this physical body, as long as he could somewhat quell Lin Yuan's anger. What did losing a main battle body matter? Understood, you may leave. Lin Yuan glanced at the Divine Wind Venerable. In truth, he never really paid much attention to this Chaos Venerable. Thank you, Great Saint. Upon hearing this, the Divine Wind Great Saint was overjoyed and immediately placed down the treasured possessions in his hands, then respectfully withdrew. Lin Yuan looked at the treasures before him. To a Chaos Venerable, these treasures seemed insufficient compared to Lin Yuan's current wealth, but even a small mosquito is still meat. Lin Yuan still collected them. The next moment, Lin Yuan's figure vanished from the spot. In a twisted space-time, Lin Yuan stood there. A giant. I was watching him. How is it? Was the harvest satisfactory this time? The Eye of Myriad Laws looked at Lin Yuan, speaking casually. It knew that Lin Yuan had long obtained the Shenhuang legacy, and this time entering the Shenhuang universe, encountering the Shenhuang breaking free from the time cycle ahead of schedule, might lead to some creation opportunities. Of course, the Eye of Myriad Laws had no interest in those opportunities. Even if one was an invincible Great Saint dominating an era, in the eyes of unique entities like them, it was just so. What the Eye of Myriad Laws didn't know was that the Shenhuang had left Lin Yuan a 13th layer weapon. With the power of this weapon, Lin Yuan could even pose a threat to special existences like them. It was all right. Lin Yuan nodded. He didn't speak too specifically. That's good. The Eye of Myriad Laws nodded. Then I will send you back now. This void domain's distance from the ancient Ming Chaos continent was uncertain, even though Lin Yuan's power had made a significant breakthrough compared to before coming here. However, to rely on his own ability to return, it would basically be impossible without taking several decades or even 100 years. Thank you, Lin Yuan said. Ancient Ming Chaos Continent. The ancient Ming Venerable hesitated slightly, not knowing if he should pay homage to Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan's heroic feats in the Shenhuang universe, suppressing chaos great saints, were long known to him, which prompted his desire to visit Lin Yuan. Yet he was concerned about disturbing him. There should be no problem. After contemplating, the ancient Ming Venerable concluded that he should indeed pay his respects. After all, with a chaos great saint present on his chaos continent, wouldn't ignoring him be disrespectful to the great saint? Although he had visited Lin Yuan several times before, with Lin Yuan now officially displaying the power of a great saint, this visit was vastly different from previous ones. Before long, the ancient Ming Venerable arrived outside the shard world of star tears. Venerable, the Shenyuan Supreme, Xiaqin Supreme came out to welcome him. Although the ancient Ming Venerable had a consistently humble attitude towards Lin Yuan, the Shenyuan Supreme and other supreme beings of human civilization would not underestimate this Chaos Venerable. I wish to seek an audience with the Galaxy Great Saint. The ancient Ming Venerable immediately stated his purpose. Seek an audience with the Galaxy Great Saint? The Shenyuan Supreme and Xiaqin Supreme were initially indifferent, as the ancient Ming Venerable frequently visited Lin Yuan, but then they noticed something amiss. What did the ancient Ming Venerable just call Lin Yuan? Galaxy Great Saint? The Shenyuan Supreme and Xiaqin Supreme were somewhat stunned. Search the novel Fire Net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report so we can fix it as soon as possible.